Bellaire. John Magistro has the Big Reds off to a perfect 6-0 start with Nick Rocchio and Trey Masciarelli leading the way. Today they take on a Union local team under first-year head coach Mark Keyser. Just 2-4 so far. This team is scrappy. They come into Bellaire hoping to knock off the Big Reds. Can they do it, or will Bellaire just shoot down the Jets? Stay with us. The OVAC Game of the Week is next on Comcast. Nelson Field in Bellaire, where this afternoon the unbeaten Bellaire Big Reds play host to the Union local Jets. Hi everybody, Scott Nolly along with Dan McGrew once again here for the OVAC High School Football Game of the Week on Comcast. As we said, Bellaire under John Magistro, he's in his final go-around, coach, but maybe none better than what he's done so far this season with the unbeaten team coming in today to take on Union local.
Well, you know, John's had an awful lot of success for a long time, and, you know, he gets everything out of his kids, and it's really pleasing to me because, as I told you earlier, John's one of my ex-players, and he's had his kids buy into what he's doing, and, you know, you can't knock success.
On the other side, Mark Keyser, and just his first job, comes from some great lineage. Of course, Dave Keyser, his father, and a great player himself. Mark, a two-time winner of the West Virginia High School Football Player of the Year award during his playing days at Magnolia. His team going through a little growing pains, I guess you could say, in the first season.
Well, yeah, they're going through. One of the big things is they've gone from a running team to a wide-open throwing team. And let me tell you something, if young Mark can have half the success his dad had, he's going to have a great career.
Should be a great game today. We're hoping for it. These are two longtime rivals, these two schools meeting here today. Plenty of things to see all around Nelson Field as well today. And covering some of the other angles, non-football maybe, if you will, is our Stacy Rich. Stacy?
Thanks, guys. Well, today is senior day for the Bellaire Big Reds here at Big Red Stadium, and that means they're honoring all of their seniors, from the football players to the cheerleaders, band members, and the Red Line. And they have this amazing display behind me here of all of the football players that are seniors this year, 16 in fact, and then they also have all of their little cheerleaders here as well. So this game is going to mean a lot to the Bellaire Big Reds today, and I'm sure they're going to do everything they can to make sure it's a win. Back to you guys.
All right, Stacy, we look forward to hearing from you throughout the game, so stay tuned for that. Coach, as we said, these two teams that maybe are in opposite directions right now. John Magistro, the seasoned veteran coach, coming into the game. His team so far this season has just been playing great football. What does Union Local have to do? I would think first, offensively for the Jets, they have to try and be able to control the football, and that means get first downs, keep Bellaire's offense off the field.
Absolutely. You know, nothing is going to change Bellaire, whether it's the weather, whether it's cold, it's dark, whatever it is. They're going to do the things they do, and they do it well. And as you said, Union Local's coming into their bailiwick, and it's going to be similarity of offenses, but an awful lot of experience difference.
They practice against it in practice, Union Local. They have to try and stop the pass, though, today. They work against somewhat of a spread offense as well, but they're going to see a team that can really throw the ball today in Nate Rocchio.
Yeah, I think that Bellaire's a situation where they throw the ball all over. Of course, they have Masciarelli, who's the great receiver. The Rocchio kid is tremendous. I don't think they've stopped a step since, you know, the Davis boy graduated, and that's not a knock on the Davis boy. It just seems like their system is solid. What they're doing is great, and it just seems like John's got guys to plug in there all the time.
And, you know, defensively for the Bellaire Big Reds, they're going to see an offense in Union Local that does like to throw the football and spread it out a little bit, but they probably go against one of the best throwing offenses in practice every day, so they're going to be used to seeing that come into this ball game.
Oh, absolutely. You know, both of these teams, they practice against the spread every day. The other thing, I think the great advantage that Bellaire's got right now is they've got that history. And let me tell you something, Bellaire, right now they have them, and they always had them, and they always will, is they have tough kids that bust their tail.
John Magistro was just saying his kids play with heart. Union Local, of course, lost their quarterback in Barbina a few weeks ago. He's got a hip injury. So Corey Carpenter now has been carrying the load for them since the Martins Ferry game a few weeks ago. He will definitely be a key for this offense today because they rely so much on the quarterback position to throw the football and get it into the right hands.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, the kid that's hurt is a great athlete. Didn't play football before this year. He maybe in junior high, but he throws the ball well. The kid who's come in has done a very good job for him. I talked to Dave Keyser before we come on camera, and Dave said they could very easily be 5-1.
Yeah. And, of course, Bellaire's side, everybody talked about what was Bellaire going to do once Nate Davis left. Well, Nick Rocchio waited his time, and, boy, what a year he's had so far. Already over 1,500 yards passing and 20 touchdown passes coming into today. That's a great season for a lot of people, and he's just halfway through his senior year.
Well, 20 touchdowns in high school is a great career, not a season. But like I said, you know, their program is solid. And their kids, obviously, Rocchio is a perfect example. They wait for their turn, and when their turn comes up, as I said, my term was John just plugs them in. You know, even before Davis, when they lost his brother, they said, what are they going to do then? It didn't slow them down a bit.
No, they've had great success during his entire time on the sidelines. John Magistro in his final go-around here at Bellaire, trying to keep the season perfect today as they take on Union Local. Stay with us, folks. The kickoff is coming up next. Bellaire and Union Local this afternoon from Nelson Field in Bellaire. The high school football game of the week on Comcast is brought to you by Arby's. Come into Arby's and pick any combination of 5 items from among some of your favorites for only $5.95. Or try one of our 3 deliciously priced combos, each for just $3.99. I'm thinking Arby's. We're back at Nelson Field in Bellaire. OVAC High School football on Comcast. This afternoon, the Bellaire Big Reds come in a perfect 6-0, play host to the Union Local Jets, who enter at 2-4. Beautiful afternoon for high school football here at Nelson Field, and Bellaire already on the field, and now here come the Union Local Jets. Under first-year head coach Mark Keyser, Jets just 2-4 so far on the year, but they've had some close calls already this season. Lost by just a touchdown to an unbeaten Wheeling Central team, 20-13, and lost by 11 at Martins Ferry, 17-6 earlier this year. Another team that's also unbeaten, and they were in that ball game until late in the fourth quarter as well. So they're 2-4, but they've played a pretty tough schedule so far and have played some pretty good teams up until this point, and they're going to get another test this afternoon with this Bellaire team, because they're about as good as you're going to find in the OVAC, the Bellaire Big Reds, and you'll see that here put on display this afternoon. I think the way this Bellaire football team can move the football, especially through the air. You know, Coach, through all your days in high school football, there are not that many teams that can have such a proficient passing attack like Bellaire. It just doesn't come all that often, and their ability is unbelievable, really, what they're able to do with the football.
Well, you're absolutely right, Scott. And I think the big thing of it is they've committed their program to it, and it's been successful. You know, like I always said as a coach, if you practice running off tackle all week, you can't expect to throw well on Friday or Saturday. And they obviously work at it, and it has paid off. And it looks like Mark Keyser in his first year is trying to institute some of the same things.
Bellaire will get the first crack at it this afternoon. Number 6, Casey Stiles, will get us started here for the Union Local Jets. He'll be teeing it up in the ball game underway. Jayson Keyser and Aaron Crow are the 2 men back deep to receive the ball for Bellaire. Union Local and Bellaire this afternoon from Nelson Field. And Stiles puts his foot to it, end over end kick. It's going to come down at about the 15-yard line. Fake the reverse with Crow, and Keyser's keeping it coming to the near side. Keyser with great speed gets to the corner, runs out to about the 30-yard line where he's finally knocked out of bounds. Devin Otto, the man with the tackle on the play that time. Keyser gets a pretty decent return, and Bellaire will start with pretty decent field position, 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Keyser, a guy, Coach, who has fantastic speed. He's running the state 200 meters the last 2 seasons, right, in the track and field season. This is a great kid with great speed, but he's not the guy they go to all the time. So, I mean, he's just one of many, if you will, in terms of offensive firepower.
Absolutely. And from talking with John in the past, John says that the Keyser kid is a football player that runs track. He's just not a track kid that plays football.
Crow goes in motion back to the far side. They leave twin receivers to the near side. Fake the handoff to Keyser, and Rocchio's rolling out. Throwing downfield, has Crow out of the backfield, makes the catch. He's over the 40 and out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So a gain of 15 yards on first down, and just like that, the Big Reds are already moving the chains on the first down play.
Yeah, Rocchio got pressure a little bit, because if he'd have just had an instant more time, Masciarelli broke wide open on a post from the backside, and unfortunately he didn't see him.
Here's a look at that starting Bellaire offensive lineup. Rocchio, as we said, over 1,500 yards passing. Trey Masciarelli, number 7. He is now Bellaire's all-time leader in touchdown receptions, breaking Joey Galloway's record. That's right, Joey Galloway of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had 27 all-time. Masciarelli now with 28. He already owns the single-season touchdown receiving mark as well with 16. And here is Rocchio to the air again, defended well though by Otto for the Union Local Jets. He had that time trying to go to Ty Tobasic, and it was knocked incomplete. Here's a look at that UL defensive lineup. Carl Perkins is a solid player at inside linebacker, and you saw Otto as well from that strong safety position make a big play that time. He's going to be counted on a lot today because he is going to be busy trying to guard one of those wide receivers for the Big Reds. Masciarelli will go to the far side. They send twin receivers to the near side, and it's split backs by Rocchio in the shotgun set. And they'll just give the handoff to Keyser this time, and boy, Keyser went down on his own, tried to make a cut back to the right, trips up at the 44-yard line, and he's going to lose a yard. That's going to bring up third down and about 11.
It looked that time, if he would have come to his left, it looked like it was wide open, but you know, he's seeing it real quick. You know, it's easy to set up here and look at it.
And nobody really got a hand on him, just lost his traction. We were on the field before the game. The turf's in great condition, really. I mean, there's a few bare spots, but it's nice and dry and solid. We're 3 receivers to the near side, and Rocchio's just going to keep it. Rocchio over midfield and stretches forward. He'll be close to a first down. Looks like he got just enough.
Depends on the spot, and it looks like he got one. First down.
Bill Folks, our referee, will pump the first down, and it's first down for Bellaire. And you see it here on the Comcast DVR instant replay. And Coach Rocchio just saw that open up. That might have been a designed quarterback run anyways, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a called play. I think this is the biggest difference in the quarterback situation of Bellaire. Rocchio seems to be not hesitant to run at all.
3 receivers to the near side. They give the ball in the backfield on the handoff. It's Cantor coming to the near side, and Eric Cantor will take it down over the 40-yard line into about the 38-yard line. It's a gain down.
Once again, Otto got a hand on him, or he might have went a little bit farther.
There you go. I mean, here's just another guy to add to it. Cantor coming to the near side and does a nice job to bounce it outside. This is a young man who's just a sophomore. Makes a nice run, read the play well, followed his blocks, and got 8 yards on the carry.
You know, that's what I said about Bellaire. You know, they just don't throw the ball. They run. Sure. I think they set up the pass with the run and vice versa. 3
receivers to the far side, this time on 2nd and 2 from the Union Local 37. Here's Rocchio now under some pressure, and he's going to go down. Sacked that time by Justin Hunt. Hunt did a nice job to come off the block and takes Rocchio down for a loss.
I don't know whether somebody run the wrong route. They just didn't have enough people to pick them up. They had them outnumbered. They had 4 or 5 people in the route, and the kid came free.
Yeah, really, nobody even blocked Hunt. Missed assignment maybe offensively on the line, but Hunt unblocked and just got a free pass that time on Rocchio. Makes it 3rd and 10, so a loss of 8 yards on the sack. Bunch set to the near side with 3 receivers. Rocchio in the gun, opening drive of the game. Rocchio looking downfield. He's got a man open, and it's caught for the Bellaire touchdown. Kyle Barnes. 45 yards on the touchdown pass. Rocchio to Barnes, and just like that, the Big Reds strike. It's 6-0.
Well, I'll tell you what, they'd had some people open down here on the left side, and Rocchio, for pressure, he didn't find him. But I'll tell you what, he laid it right there where he had to. Beautiful throw, beautiful catch.
Here you see Rocchio just waited his time, and Barnes got behind the defensive backs, and he was gone. 45 yards on the touchdown pass and catch. That's 21 touchdown passes now for Nick Rocchio on the season. Here's Nick Perko on for the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. So just like that, on their opening drive of the day, the Bellaire Big Reds take it 70 yards.
Well, that's
get the touchdown.
That's a perfect example of what you said. We got to find out what's going to happen now. When you said that the
Looking at it here again, Coach. Just the poise in the pocket from Rocchio, so sure of himself. And, you know, I mean, here's another guy. I mean, Barnes, when you look at their statistical leaders, he's not a guy you're going to see in the top 3 receiver-wise. But you mentioned it. I mean, we were talking before the game. You can talk about players, but so much of it is the system and the coaching and what Bellaire's able to do. They can just stick other people in positions, and the kids make plays. It's because of the job that John Magistro and his staff do over the summer months. During the week of the game preparation, these kids that come in and play, they're ready to play, and they know what they have to do.
Absolutely. Like I said, this is what they work on. But what I was saying before, when you said before the game, now we got to find out, can Union Local move the ball? Because it's very obvious that Bellaire can strike at any time. And the best advantage Union Local can have is, like you said, make first down.
They got to get first downs. Great speed back to receive it, and Azalian and Gust. Perko will kick it off for the Big Reds. So Union Locals down 7-0. How will they respond in their opening drive? Just had a 90-plus yard return for a touchdown earlier this year against Wheeling Central. He has great speed. He's a track athlete as well at UL. High end over end kick, and Gust will take it inside the end zone and drops it back into the end zone, so it's an automatic touchback, so he doesn't get a chance. And a good deep kick that time by Perko to really not allow any type of return from Azalian or Gust. We saw Azalian even slip there as well. Turf must be a little slick for those players in those cleats, at least. We've seen a couple of guys already slip up a little bit.
Well, you know, the strange thing about it, you look at Perko. Perko's a football player, and he kicked the ball into the end zone. Usually the kickers we see today kicking the balls into the end zone are soccer players.
There's the UL offensive lineup. Corey Carpenter has had to come in at quarterback after Barbina went down with the hip injury.
Motion.
Back to the near side. That's Stiles. Stops and helps work as the fullback, and here's a run to the near side, and Azalian, and he just gets blasted back by Jayson Keyser, who looked like he was shot out of a cannon that time. It looked, Coach, like Azalian was going to have the corner, and you talk about, as we've already mentioned, track athletes and guys that can run the football. Keyser is one of them. You see him, he's in that lineup defensively, along with Jordan Traylinek, an inside linebacker, leads the team in interceptions so far, and you see the rest of the defensive setup with Reed, Keyser, Matakowski, Perko, Bruce, Mansfield, Masciarelli, Crow, Liberati, and Johnson.
Keyser's an awfully good defensive back. As we talked, he went to Wheeling Park for game for them, picked up a fumble and ran it in.
They're going to toss it to the far side with Azalian again, trying to get away from a tackler, and he will not. Brought down in the backfield for a loss. Artis Johnson on the tackle that time for the Big Reds.
You look at a defensive scheme, it doesn't make any difference what Bellaire's playing. Wherever that ball is, there's 3 or 4 or 5 guys around it. And as I said in the pregame, the great attribute of the Bellaire program, outside of, you know, the coaching job and everything, is their kids are tough and they get to the football, and that's a compliment not only to the kid but to the coaching staff.
3rd and 9. We talked about Union Local needing to get first downs. This is a big play for UL right here. 3rd and 9. Penalty flag drops. I don't know. Bellaire looked like they were late getting some players off and on the field. I don't know if we might have.
No, it was a
illegal substitution.
False start on the offense. Okay. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
Not the way that UL wants to start this opening drive. A couple of plays so far that have only gained a yard, and then now a false start penalty that's going to make it 3rd and 14 now with the 5-yard penalty back on their own 15-yard line. And you also don't want to turn the football over deep in your own end. Already down a touchdown, 7-0. Twin receivers to each side. Here's Carpenter in the gun. Got some time to throw. Looking downfield for Gust. It's just thrown up there, and it is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Barnes, who already has a touchdown. Now he has an interception to go with it as well. And that was one, Coach, that was just thrown up there by Carpenter. Gust really wasn't even looking for it. And 2 Bellaire Big Reds around the ball that time to come away with the interception. And it's Kyle Barnes who pulls it down. You'll see it here on the replay, Coach.
You know, the thing about it is Bellaire's playing, they're just playing them straight man coverage, and or maybe they're playing a cover 2 with 2 deep and working underneath. But they only rushed 3 men that time.
Boy, you don't want to give Bellaire a short field like this. They'll take over on Union Local's 32-yard line, already up 7-0.
Got a trips to the right. Look for him to try to hit Masciarelli quick.
Here's Rocchio. Back in the pocket, going to Masciarelli, overthrows him as he tried to send it to the far sideline. Incomplete. He'll bring up 2nd down and 10. That is Trey Masciarelli, who, as we mentioned, is now Bellaire's all-time leader in touchdown catches for the season. In fact, Masciarelli comes into today with 32 catches for 772 yards and 12 touchdown receptions already this season. He had 16 in the season last year, which is the single-season mark, so he has a chance to better that this year as well, and every touchdown he has, he's just adding to his record that already stands here at Bellaire.
Well, they're doubling Masciarelli. They're trying to chuck him right on the line of scrimmage, and he's going to come off of it. They run a little shuffle pass up inside.
Pass up inside. That's Crow. Crow takes it down over the 15 and down to about the 14-yard line. It's a gain of about 18 yards, and it'll be a 1st down for the Bellaire Big Reds as they take it down over the 15 and down to the 14-yard line. Well, here it is on the replay, Coach.
You know, what I was going to say is, you know, they don't only have a lot of kids that catch the ball, but they have a lot of kids that run routes inside, outside, just like a little shovel pass there. You know, they're not afraid to go in there and take the hit, and they just do a great coaching job with them.
1st down from just over the 15-yard line. Bellaire with the ball, already up 7-0. Rocchio fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, comes over the 10. And he's taken out of bounds right there at the 10-yard line. A gain of about 5 yards on the carry by Rocchio on 1st down.
You know, as I said earlier, and I don't mean to repeat myself, you know, Rocchio is a runner. I mean, he's our 2nd leading ground gainer.
Yeah, coming into the year, 40 carries, over 100 yards.
Plus 6.
A lot of those, they'll get to the 1-yard line, and he'll sneak it in from there.
Plus, he scored 6 touchdowns running
6 rushing touchdowns, yep. So give him 27 total touchdowns on the season to this point. Pretty good. Rocchio trips to the near side now. On 2nd and 5, he's going to keep it himself. Rocchio over the 5 and into the end zone for the touchdown.
Quarterback draw again. That's the same play. He ran up here and picked up 18. That time he just ran it in from whatever, what was it, 10-yard line, and nobody touched him till he got to the 1-yard line.
Nick Rocchio showing his feet this afternoon as well, Coach. As you said, already over 100 yards rushing on the season. Add 10 more to it on that carry as he takes it in for the Bellaire touchdown.
And the thing about it is, you know, it's pretty difficult to teach run blocking and pass blocking. And I'll tell you what, the line coaches, whoever's coaching their offensive line, is doing a tremendous job because they handle it well.
Extra point no good by Perko that time. Wide left. Let's go down to our Stacy Rich. She's down on the sideline. Stacy, what do you have?
Well, Scott, I'm here with the girls behind the team. It's the Bellaire High School Big Red cheerleading squad, and they've been cheering really hard, and it obviously is working because their team's up right now. And I'm going to introduce them really quickly. Go ahead and give me your names, guys.
Katie, Amber, Heidi, Becky, Aisha, Courtney, Shayla, Courtney, Alyssa, Brooke, Nikki, Tara, Jalen, Elisa, Kaylee, Stephanie.
All right, guys. Now, who do we want to win today? Give me a big cheer. All right, there you go, guys. Back to you.
All righty, thank you, Stacy. And plenty to cheer about so far this afternoon and this season for those Bellaire Big Reds cheerleaders. Their team up 13-0. They come into today a perfect 6-0 and off to a fantastic start. And this is where Union Local's got to try to do something right now, because this is a ball game that can get out of control quickly if you're unable to do something. Mark Caesar knows his team's got to. They can't have another 3 and out or an interception or any kind of turnover. He'll be in trouble right off the bat.
You know, I was going to say on the first kickoff when they come down, this is an indication of what kind of kids in Bellaire. I've just watched this coverage team on this kickoff, and a lot of these kids are young kids, and, you know, John or whoever's going to be there coaching them is going to be able to find out who his hitters are.
Here's Gust. Will bring it up over the 25, and he rolls at about the 28. So Union Local will start. I'll mark him down at the 29-yard line, it appears. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Jets. Ball on their own 29-yard line, already trailing 13-0 here on the opening quarter of play from Nelson Field in Bellaire. Scott Oldie and Coach Dan McGrew here this afternoon. Glad you could join us.
Well, the thing that Union Local has to do now, beside pick up first downs, you know, it's too early in the game to throw away what they had planned to do and start bombing away. You know, they got to stick with their short passing game and try to establish a little bit of a run.
Here is the handoff. That's Azalian. Takes it up over the 30. Looks like it'll be a gain of about 1.5 yards, maybe 2, up to about the 31. So we'll call it second down and about 8, maybe a long 9. And we saw that even, Coach, on the opening drive. They ran the ball on first and second down, tried to establish the run a little bit. And when you talk spread offense, so many people oftentimes hear spread and they think, oh, you're just going to throw it all over the place. A lot of times you spread them out because you want to run the football.
Look at West Virginia. That's a perfect example.
Yep. You lessen the number of people that are in the box, and it gives you greater opportunity to run the ball with success. UL will throw the football as well. They do right here. Passes complete to Gust. Gets on the corner, breaks 1 tackle. Won't break the second. He's going to be close to a Union local first down. He's up to about the 38-yard line. And he'll be very close. Looks like he's going to be about 1 yard shy. Looks like it'll be about 3rd down and about 1. But even that's just like a long handoff.
Yeah, that was just a swing, a bubble screen, whatever you want to call it. But the thing was Keyser was there and just didn't make the play. He had a shot to stop him right there. So it's third and 2. Big play here.
Big play. They need to pick up the first down. Gus does a nice job just to make the catch. Now can he get the first down?
It's going to be close.
Boy, he made a great effort to get there. He had to run hard to get 2 yards, and I think he did. He gets
he picked up
to the 40-yard line, and they will pump it for the first down. So that's big right there for Union Local. Just being able to get the first down, move the football, keep their offense on the field, and keep Bellaire's offense on the sideline. 1st and 10, 3 receivers to the far side. Carpenter will come under center. Azalian's in the backfield. Quick hitter to the near side, and the ball is caught there. And
Masciarelli up makes a play. I tell you what, he better not be an instant too late throwing that ball because it's going the other way for 6.
Go for a touchdown, as you said, in the opposite direction. Otto on the reception that time. Got about 3. See the Jets in the no huddle. Operating, as you said, Coach, kind of the way West Virginia does operate. They just go to the line, get the play from the sideline. Carpenter then lets the receivers and everybody else watches the sidelines to see what's happening. Here's the pass again to Gust. Gets over the 50. Gust with great speed at the 45 to 40. Cuts back up and finally is knocked down at about the 30-yard line. That Gust showing some of his speed right there, Coach.
Yeah, see what they're doing? They're just loading it up over trips to one side or trips to the other, and they're just swinging the remaining back out. And you know, they got Bellaire's defense spread out. Now they're coming over to the right side here with the same formation.
Waiting on the chains to get set here on the near side.
They're going to a trips right, split left, and single back sets under the center is a T.
Here's Carpenter now under the center.
Now he runs a hitch.
Back to the near side. Pass is caught by Everhart. He'll get down to the 25-yard line.
See, they're throwing the ball out quick and getting out there, and hopefully, you know, the kid can make a move and break the tackle. And
they got 5 yards. I mean, you'll take that on first down.
Here they come again. Now they're going trips to the left side.
Carpenter looks to the sidelines for the play. Azalian's the man in the backfield. Otto's the receiver to the near side. Trips to the far. Throw it this time to Delman, who makes the catch, and
I think he lost
a yard, dancing back to the 26-yard line.
See what's going to happen. You know, Bellaire's going to catch up with this. They've hit all 3 receivers doing the same thing, and Bellaire's just going to keep them in front of them. And the only thing they got to be cognizant of is if they run a hitch and then run a hitch and go on them, because basically they're sitting there in man coverage.
3rd down at 6. This is a scenario, though, obviously you're on the Bellaire 26-yard line. This is 4-down territory, no doubt, already down 13-0.
Trips to the left again, same set. Now they run the draw.
Now they give the handoff to Azalian, looking to make a move, and he can't, trying to get around Ross Johnson that time, and Johnson made a nice open field tackle as Azalian could not get around him and just gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1 at about the 25. It's going to be 4th and 5 from the 25-yard line, and Union Local is going to take a timeout. Big play for them coming up here. They want to keep this drive alive, already down 13-0, and want to try to find the right play to call here on 4th down. But you see what they're trying to do and what they're trying to accomplish, and we've mentioned it. They have some speed with guys like Gust, Azalian as well in the backfield, and they feel the best way to probably utilize that is to get them out on the corner and allow Gust to use his speed.
Well, yeah, and the next thing you're going to see, I would assume they're going to come out and they're going to take a speed back and put him back as a single back and spread him out, and they're going to loosen him up, and they're going to try to sneak him through on a quick hitter or a draw, whatever it is, because they've got the defense spread out. But I'll tell you what, Bellaire plays pretty good position defense.
Well, I think you saw that on the last tackle by Artis Johnson. Just the play that he made there on the tackle on Azalea. So we appreciate the fans here at Bellaire. Thank you for the sign there. We're glad to be here, and always a nice warm welcome from the folks here in Bellaire and the people at Nelson Field as well, and we appreciate that, our entire crew.
Now
look at this.
We got an oddball. This looks like one of Dave Caesar's plays.
Here's the snap to Gust, and he throws it. Tried to throw it. It's incomplete. And that's just going to be the turnover on downs. And Coach Caesar's pointing to Delman, who's wide open standing in the end zone. He said you're supposed to take the snap and throw it up to the end zone. Delman was wide open in the end zone.
Well, I don't think he had much of a chance, but you know, that was awful close to intentional grounding also. And
Here it is again, as you said, he didn't have much time, and he tried to just get it away. And yeah, there's no receiver in the area, but he was being tackled at the same time.
Obviously, Mark has talked to Dave. Dave used to run a lot of plays like that.
We saw Coach Dave Caesar here prior to the game. He's here, obviously, helping his son out. So Bellaire takes back over. UL unable to score, but they did move the ball and at least force Bellaire to start deep in their own end.
Shuffle pass again.
Shuffle pass again to Crow, who breaks a tackle, gets out over the 30 to the 31-yard line. Gain of 6 on first down. Aaron Crow takes it up over the 30. And so Bellaire back in business, already up 13-0.
Well, you know, it show you the talent that they have catching the ball. We're almost all the way through. We have 2 minutes, I think, left in the first period. And Masciarelli's only had one ball thrown his way. Now, you know, it's going to come out. He's in single coverage over here in a trip set. So they may just take a shot deep with him.
Eberhardt, the man in coverage here on Masciarelli. They go away from him, though, go to the far side. It's caught by Keyser up to the 40-yard line, and that'll be a Bellaire first down. 9 more yards on the play. It's 9 yards here, 10 yards there, and it's first down after first down when you're playing a lot of times.
You know, they're moving down the field, and they're picking up 9 yards. Doesn't look like anything. But,
you're right. I mean, it looks like a short gain, and it's a first down. You know,
a lot of teams got to run the ball 3 times to get 9 yards.
They
on
run
a good
one
day.
Play. Yeah, they run one play, and they've got it. Trips to the near side again for Rocchio. 1st and 10 from his own 40-yard line. He's going to ride the ball into Crow, who bounces it to the outside. Oh, the carry that time, Artis Johnson.
Artis Johnson, he picks up 11 yards.
34, not 24. Artis Johnson, who had a whale of a season a year ago for this team. I mean, he's another weapon out of that backfield. I mean, we keep on talking guy after guy that can make plays for this team, and they have several. And Artis is just another in the long line of players who now heads back to the sideline. But he gains 10 yards and a first down for him right there on that carry.
You're coming out in trips, and see what you're doing. If you don't do anything else, you're spreading the defense out.
Yep.
And you're forcing some single coverage, and that's what he's looking for.
Here's Rocchio to the air again, throwing it out, tipped.
That's the
second
time Otto got a hand on the ball.
Otto's done a nice job so far. Yeah, nice play there. Masciarelli had gotten behind him, but Otto made a good play on the football and knocks it incomplete to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Well, I think Otto's just the inside linebacker, and he just dropped into a hook zone and breaking on the ball and got there, and that's a pretty good haul. No, he's playing strong safety.
Yep.
Playing strong safety.
Made a great read on the football that time, and for the incompletion, now it's 2nd and 10 for Bellaire, just over the midfield stripe into Union local territory.
Got the double coverage out here on Masciarelli.
2 backs with Rocchio in the backfield. Fakes that. Looking at Masciarelli going down the middle of the field and just overthrows him.
He had him.
On the post pattern, he was open, but Rocchio's pass just a little too long, and Masciarelli complaining he was being held up trying to run the route.
I think he did get a piece of it.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10.
It's amazing almost, Coach, though, when you watch how well that Trey Masciarelli is able to run his routes and how well he's able to get behind defensive backs and how often it happens. I mean, week after week, we see him getting behind people.
Well, you know, his speed is deceptive. I don't really know how fast he is, but he's quick, and he runs in and out. He breaks in and out of his patterns exceptionally well, and he's got great hands. And, you know, they force you into certain things.
Here's Rocchio now on third down, throws it to Masciarelli. He's got the catch that time, breaks a tackle. Finally goes down at the 34-yard line. It'll be a gain of 16 yards and another Bellaire first down.
So, you know, that's the great thing. You know, like I said earlier, this is what they practice. They practice this all summer in 7-on-7 camps, and you know, they just do it over and over and over and over, and they become very, 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 very skilled at it.
And you also see the strength of Masciarelli there as well. Broke the first tackle, got about 3 or 4 more yards after the catch. First down at the Union local 34-yard line. Here's Rocchio going up the seam again, coming outside, got the receiver, ball dropped.
Dropped it.
Intended pass that time for Nick Liberati. Falls in and out of his hands. He was wide open and would have had 6.
He's not going to get too many chances like that. But nobody feels worse than the kid who just dropped it.
His hands deceived him that time. You could see him coming off to the sideline, had his hands out, couldn't believe it. Oh, he was going into the end zone. He had 6 written all over that. Nice pass by Rocchio.
Right there.
Keyser splits out to the near side. Twin receivers to the near side. Masciarelli's to the far side. And they'll give the handoff in the backfield. That's Artis Johnson. Takes it down near the 30-yard line. It's going to be a gain of close to 4. We're under a minute. Clock winding down here in the opening quarter.
See what Union Local's doing is they're doubling up as much as they can, and they're chucking Masciarelli on the line of scrimmage, and they're beating him up pretty good, but it's leaving other people open. And you know, that's the great thing about Rocchio. He go to anybody.
Yep. He spreads the ball out. We've seen that today. I mean, he's thrown to at least probably 5 different receivers already in just the opening quarter.
If you just look what they're doing to Masciarelli.
Here's Crow in the backfield. Good defensive play by the Jets. That's a good way for UL to end the opening quarter, already down 13-0. Nice defensive play by Alan Gray, who made the tackle in the backfield that time. So we played one this afternoon from Nelson Field in Bellaire. The Big Reds lead 13-0. You're watching OVAC High School football on Comcast. We're back at Nelson Field in Bellaire. High school football on Comcast is brought to you in part by the Health Plan. Here for you. 36-yard line. Scott Oldie, Dan McGrew back at Nelson Field in Bellaire. The Bellaire Big Reds faced with a 4th down and 12, already leading 13-0 as we start the second quarter of play. Rocchio with twin receivers to each side. Takes the snap, plenty of time, going for Masciarelli. He's got it, pass caught, touchdown, Bellaire.
I told you it wouldn't take long. He just come back and had him in single coverage that time. He just ran a slant corner on it, and he was wide open.
Rocchio to Masciarelli. 36 yards on the toss. And Bellaire strikes again on the first play of the second quarter. Masciarelli with his 13th touchdown catch of the season, 29th of his career.
You know, with a receiver like him and you know, the other kids that catch the ball and Rocchio putting him where it has to be, you can only shut this kid down so long. It's very obvious.
Bellaire to try for the extra point. Kick is up. And it is good. Nick Perko with the extra point. And Bellaire now leads 20-0 as we've just started the second quarter of play.
Well, it's going to be interesting.
8 seconds in. Here's the replay, Coach.
It's going to be interesting. Oh, there it is. He just ran a slant corner and post corner, whatever you want to call it, and he broke wide open. But what's going to be interesting now is, like I said before, you know, it's still a little bit early to throw everything to the wind and start bidding around. I think that Coach Caesar found some things that that worked for a while, but when it came down to it and Bellaire had to make the stop, they made the stop. And that's a sign of a good football team. You know, I see old Bruce Stoltz over there. He's been there forever with John and before John. And
just saw Greg Boner there.
Yeah, I mean, this is
coordinator.
This is a staff that's been. Mike Sherwood has been an ex-coach, and but I'm just telling you, they're well coached, and you got a staff that I think they've been together so long. It's like your wife. You know, she knows what you're thinking before you do.
Right. Yeah, they know each other well, and they've had great success all together and shown it once again here this afternoon. There's Masciarelli, as we said, now 13 touchdown catches on the season, 29 for his career. I mean, anytime you break a record that's held by a guy that's in the NFL, that's and a guy who's had a long, lengthy NFL career like Joey Galloway.
And particularly a guy's been in the same system.
Right. Here's the short kick.
That's what I was talking about.
And
the ball
it's
comes down
to the 30.
And there's 3 hitters right there.
They're all over the place, right? As soon as the ball's caught that time by Jason Dunn, who just has it and takes it right at the 30-yard line. So Union Local, as you said, moved the ball with some success on their last drive. Came down 4th down and could not convert, so they turned it over on downs. And Bellaire then in turn turned that into another touchdown drive for the 20-0 lead. But as you said, they found some things that were successful last time in moving the ball. We'll see if they can have some of that same success on this drive. Corey Carpenter, number 5, the quarterback. They'll go with 5 wideouts, but then motion to bring Azelian and Gust into the backfield as split backs. They'll pitch it back to Gust, and they're just trying to get him to the corner with the speed. They do get him to the corner. Tripped up, though. Nice play defensively by the Bellaire Big Reds, who do finally trip him up. Looked like Traylinek. Jordan Traylinek, number 65, made the play there on the corner because Gust, who has excellent speed, was see, look at Traylinek, works off a block there, off of Azelian, and then he's there to help make the tackle on Gust.
And see, the thing of it is, you know, it looked like a big play, and you know, and it was a good play for him. Picks up 5.5, 6 yards. You know, and Traylinek's a defensive. He's the inside linebacker. And here comes the linebackers.
Go back to the split backs again, and just as the ball's handed off, Carpenter is tackled, but somehow, some way, he got the ball to Azelian, and because of the blitzing linebackers, that middle was wide open. He takes it up to the 45 for a first down. I don't know how Carpenter was able to get the handoff, but he did.
Well, you know, the thing about it is a lot of times when you run an inside stunt like that, you're telling your blitzers, get to the leg of the quarterback, and they got to the quarterback, but he handed the ball off just as they got to him. It was a good call. It was a good defensive call, but Union Local had to happen to have the right play call.
Right play called at the right time, and it gets him a first down out over the 45 to the 46. I set this time.
First time.
With Carpenter under center. Handoff in the backfield to Azelian, trying to come to the near side, and has no running room at all that time. No chance to get to the corner. Anthony Fry makes the tackle. I mean, he had no opportunity to even get to the corner. Loses 5 yards back to the 40-yard line. It'll bring up second down at 15.
You know, the only amazing thing about that, you're talking about Azelian having the great speed and everything. He was just run down by a defensive tackle or defensive end. It shows you the kind of talent that they have. They're not real big, but they're quick and they're well coached.
No doubt about that. 2nd and 15 now. Bunch set to the near side. Single man in the backfield. Now Styles will go in motion back to the far side. Fumble on the snap. And Carpenter's just able to fall right on top of it, but they'll lose another yard. It's going to bring up third down at 16 after the fumbled quarterback center exchange there.
Well, that's that same stunt that they had run before, and you know, that center might be getting a little bit antsy, and the quarterback might be trying to get out of there. You know, a lot of times a stunt causes effects that other than making the tackle.
Third down and 16. Ball now back on their own 39-yard line for the Jets. Twin wide receivers to the far side. Here's Carpenter rolling in motion that way and going out for his receiver. Pass is caught, but it's going to be well short of the first down. Everhart with the reception that time, out over the 45 to the 46-yard line, but it's still going to be 4th down and 9.
You know, you got that's Bellaire will give them out all day. You know, you got 3rd down 20, and they'll give you 10. And you know, coaches. I used to do it myself. You know, you have 3rd and 20 or 3rd and 18. I'm talking in the box. Give me something, you know. There are not
you don't
too
have
many.
much under that category.
3rd and 20. There's not too many plays there.
It's limited, that's for sure. Union Local in punt formation now. Pretty good spiral punt that's going to come down to Crow at the 20.
They got it set up.
They got the wall to the far side, and Crow's got great speed. Cuts back inside. Finally brought down at midfield.
That was a good return.
There is a penalty flag, though, Coach, back at the 22-yard line. If this play would stand, it basically would be a 5-yard exchange of field position because they punted from their 45-yard line. But I think it's going to come back for a block, probably in the back or a hold.
You know, that's the bad thing, you know, and I guess it's good for safety purposes. You know, you watch it, whether it's high school, college, or the pros, you see a good return, and 75% or better of the time it's going to be called back. And
right.
See what he has here on the call.
Right.
I didn't see.
I think he had the mic on and then turned it off after when he went to make it. But holding is the call, it appears to me, on Bellaire. So to bring the ball back. Let's go back down to our Stacy Rich. Stacy, what do you have?
Well, Scott, I highlighted the Bellaire Big Reds cheerleaders, and now I have the Union Local Jets cheerleaders here with me, the girls behind the guys. First of all, guys, tell me your names.
Gloria, Kelsey, Ashley, Shauna, Kristen, Brittany, Ellie, Kayla, Megan, Zeddy, Kayla, Mandy.
All right, and guys, I know you have a lot of work to do. You got to get your team back up. So who do we want to win today?
Yeah.
Scream for them like you mean it. All right, guys, back to you.
All righty, thanks, Stacy. Union Local Jets cheerleaders trying to keep their boys in this one. Another penalty flag dropped during that. Looks like it's on.
Blair jumped.
Looks like it's on Union Local, though.
Or Union Local jumped. I'm sorry. And now it's 1st and 5, and you know, Blair come out with a little different set that time. They had a wing. Here they come out, and again they've got actually a wing, a slot over to the left side, the split end to the right.
Masciarelli's lined up to the far side. Rocchio under center. 8:31 remaining before halftime. 20-0 Bellaire. There's the deep handoff to Crow, and not much running room. Good play defensively that time by Carl Perkins, number 44. One of the inside linebackers. He's a defensive standout really for this Union Local team. A hard hitter and a good tackler. Made a nice tackle on the play that time, but 2nd down and 5, so really no gain on 1st down. It was 1st and 5 after the penalty. 2nd and 5. Same formation for Bellaire. Rocchio now will fake the handoff, rolls to the far side, trying to get it to Keyser, and he does. And Keyser using his blocks and coming back to the near side, takes it up to about the 25-yard line.
Makes it first.
And should have enough yardage for the 1st down, and he does. They'll move the sticks.
You know, it looks to me like they're trying to get the ball to Keyser quick and let him make a move and maybe break one, because, you know, there's no doubt about it. He has tremendous speed.
And he's so patient, too, Coach.
Yeah.
Sometimes guys with speed want to be in a hurry so that they can use their speed. Keyser is a patient runner who will work off the blocks, and you saw it that time. Did enough to get the 1st down and keep the sticks moving. 1st down for Bellaire. Now Rocchio, 3-step drop, going to Keyser. Down the seam there, a little too tall and a little bit behind him for the incompletion. Decent coverage as well by Union Local that time.
Right, he did, like you said, he just come down in a seamer, setting in a 4 across, and you know, he just come out of the slot, and they tried to hit him quick, you know, and then it would have just been a foot race, and that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, they like their chances once they get the ball into the hands of Jayson Keyser, that your guy's probably not going to be able to run him down from behind.
They're in that
Stay
wing
with that
again.
Same wing formation. Single back, and here is the handoff going to Crow, and he's got running room to the near side. Cuts back up in the middle over the 40. Crow to the 45 to midfield. Crow's to Union Local's 40. Steps back inside at the 30, breaks a tackle, and takes it all the way down to the Union Local 20-yard line. They'll mark him inside the 20 and down to the 18. An excellent carry that time by number 24, Aaron Crow.
That was Liberati out in front of him. That's a young man that unfortunately dropped the pass, but I'll tell you what, he got down there and tried to get a block. You know, he must have some decent speed too, because Crow has excellent speed. You watch him come out. There he comes, 83.
Behind him there, catches up to him, and a good play as well by by Crow to work off the blocks as he was going down the sideline. A huge gain all the way down to the Union local 18-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Big Reds from there. 6:50 remaining on a turning clock. Rocchio under center. Fakes the handoff, rolls back to the near side to Keyser. Makes the catch at the 15, steps around a man at the 10, and works his way down inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line.
You know, they're giving
gain of 8.
You know, it looks like they're giving number 28. You have to help me, Scott. I can't pronounce his name.
I believe it's Ty Tobasic.
Ty Tobasic. He's out of there right now, but they're giving him single coverage, it looks like, all the time, and I look for him to come right back and hit him one of these times.
Bellaire now with a 2nd down and 2. Ball on the Union local 9-yard line. Split backs with Rocchio. Masciarelli's lined up.
Coverage over
single
here
to the near side. They'll give it to Crow, though. Crow trying to get to the corner. Perkins gets there and tackles him, really for not much of a gain at all. Maybe a gain of about a half a yard or a yard to about the 8. Perkins did a nice job to run him down that time and not really allow Crow to get to the corner. They'll bring up 3rd down and about 1. They'll give him a gain of a yard. 3rd and short for Bellaire. Already up 20-0. John Magistro on the headset right there on the far side, along with Greg Boner. Can't say it enough. What a great staff.
You got Masciarelli in the slot this time.
Tobasic's over here with him as well. Split backs with Rocchio.
There's
looking to go to the corner to Masciarelli. He's got it. Touchdown, Bellaire. Trey Masciarelli with yet another touchdown reception.
They just ran a little cross action in there, and Tobasic come down inside and run. It's really similar to a pick. He didn't pick the guy, but he got him screwed up, and Masciarelli just run the out route, and he's wide open.
9 yards on the pass and the catch. Masciarelli's 2nd of the day gives him 30 now on his career. And 14 so far on the season. 16 last year, 14 now this year. The extra point by Perko is up and good. So with 5:15 remaining in the opening half, Bellaire now has a 27-0 lead over Union Local. And boy,
it's a tough time of the game for Coach Keyser. You know, his kids are, you know, they come on, they've had a tough time all year, and you know, they've been in some ball games that maybe they thought they should have been able to win, and things just haven't gone right, and now they get a hold of a buzzsaw today, and it's tough. It's really tough.
And you know, I mean, all coaches have been in these positions. You've been in this. You've been on this side. You've been on both sides of this
and
before.
I've been that way as a player also, and you know, it gets to you, and it takes a certain kind of a cat to hang it in there, and you know, you just look and hope that their heads don't drop and they keep playing.
But as a guy, right, a guy that is as a first-year head coach, you're looking at what kids and what players are still playing.
Right.
And what guys are still giving me that 100% no matter what the score is on the scoreboard. Because, you know, this is the start of what he hopes to build into a successful program at Union Local.
Absolutely. Just like,
and you got to take steps.
When we were talking with his dad before the game, you got to teach these kids how to win. You know, it's been a while since they won.
Yeah. That's unfortunately always been kind of the hanger, if you will, on Union Local.
Right.
That they just can't find the way to win, or don't know how to win maybe in some aspects, and it takes time to learn that when maybe you haven't in the past. Here's the kickoff by Perko. It bounces down. Gust is going to just let it roll out of bounds, and he will.
You know, there's a lot to say about it's a word called, you know, tradition, and
sure.
You know, you come down here and you're playing, you know, people they're playing against. You know, you're playing against Bellaire and you're playing against Martins Ferry. Those are two examples. You know, there's a tradition there that, you know,
100 years of football.
100.
Yeah. Hundreds of years, 100 years of football you're talking about.
You know, we saw a situation last night with Wheeling Park, and Wheeling Park's got an awfully good football team, and they just
free kick out of bounds on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty, receiving it at the 35.
And they just unfortunately ran into a buzzsaw, and you know, that's not saying that Wheeling Park is that bad of a football team.
No, not at all. And when you talk about probably two of the best programs in the OVAC, you're looking at one here in Bellaire, and the other has to be at Steubenville.
And the other one's right between them in Martins Ferry. You know, it's
here's Carpenter now going to the air, looking for his man.
Nice
it's caught
catch
by Gust. He's at the 40, over the 35. knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Boy, you talk about throwing that into coverage. Carpenter threw that in between 3, I believe, defensive backs for Bellaire, and Gust, boy, who I've seen drop a few balls this year, made a great catch on this one right here.
Made a heck of a
In
catch
coverage.
there. I'd like to see that. I don't know how this
coverage, he
official
makes the
saw him. He
catch.
was out of bounds.
That knocked out there by Masciarelli. Just knocked him out at about the 34, 35-yard lines where they'll officially mark him out, but a big gainer for UL. Now 5 minutes and 6 seconds remaining before halftime. It's 27-0 Bellaire, but UL trying to come right back. Here's Carpenter again to the air, going to Gust again, makes another great catch. He dropped it as he rolled out of bounds. Boy, made a great effort on that ball, but just could not hold on to it as he was coming down.
He put it right there.
We'll look at it again here on the replay. Carpenter, tough throw too for a right-handed quarterback rolling left.
He took a pretty good lick at the end, but
just got stripped out of there. Nice play by
that was young Rose,
Tyler Rose,
sophomore defensive back that got a hand in there.
That was going to be a catch until Rose got his hand in there at the end. So twin receivers to the near side, single one to the far side. Carpenter in the shotgun along with Azalian to his left. They'll give the ball to Azalian, and he just runs into a wall. No chance to run that time. There's Artis Johnson yet once again along with Dustin Bruce, number 60, who were just, they were there to greet Mr. Azalian right at the front door.
They met right at the point.
Yep. A loss of a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 11 now. Clock winding down to 4.5 minutes. And as you may have heard us mention earlier, Carpenter, as talented as he is at quarterback, he was not the man who they had expected to be the starter all season. That guy instead was Jordan Barbina, who's just a sophomore, but an excellent athlete. Maybe, as some people say, the best male athlete in the school, just in terms of athleticism. Has a hip injury and hasn't been able to play for the last 3 weeks. And so Carpenter, who's done a fine job filling in, was not really the man they expected to have there. So not only are you in your first season, you're trying to put in a new offense, but the kid you expected to have at that position gets hurt. He goes down. He's probably going to be out for the whole season.
Game on the offense. 5-yard penalty, repeat the down.
I mean, that makes the situation even that much more difficult and tough.
You know, if there was a good thing about it, Barbino's on the sideline on crutches, but you know, Coach Caesar left it open during the 7-on-7s, and he gave them both pretty much equal time, and didn't have a choice.
Throwing that one down, and he expected, I think, his receiver to continue on the route. He had cut it off. Falls incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down.
You know, he didn't go in there with a preconceived notion who was going to be, and so fortunately Barbino won the job, but Carpenter had some time to work at it also, so that really helped him. And the Carpenter kid has done a pretty good job for him.
There's Barbini. You see him down there. They talked about his hip injury. It may be a little more severe, I think, than they originally thought. And they had already projected him out about 6 to 8 weeks at the time of his injury, and that really would have taken him through the regular season anyways. He's also an excellent standout basketball player on the basketball program at Union Local. So if the injury continues, he could be missed there as well on the basketball court for the Jets come basketball season. But yeah, he's still here with the team, and you know, that makes an impression as well, that he still feels like he's a part of the team as well. So
here comes another one of those 4th down and 20 calls.
What do you got in the book, Coach?
I don't know. This might be a time for one of those the elder Coach Caesar's trick plays that he ran very, very successful for so many years.
Coach, I asked you the last time, but I know this already. You are a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. We know that. And now you can follow the team even when it's not game day with the new Steelers 24/7 exclusively with Comcast On Demand. Steelers 24/7 is free exclusive coverage created only for Comcast. You can't see it anywhere else. Call 1-800-COMCAST today for more details.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the Comcast and the On Demand's got a pretty awfully good program now, and they're doing a lot of things, particularly not only in sports, but everything else.
Plenty of things to choose from movies to sports to you name it. And going for it on 4th down, it's a bad snap back to Carpenter. Eludes the coverage. Now he's just going to throw it up, hope he can make a play. It's incomplete. Gus tried to come down with the catch. It would have been a 1st down had he made the catch. Carpenter at least gave him an opportunity to try and make the play, but they'll turn it over on downs on the incompletion. So Bellaire will take over 1st and 10 on their own 41-yard line, already up 27-0 still with 3:56 remaining before halftime.
Yeah, that was a situation that they were better off not intercepting that.
Yeah, you're right.
When it was bouncing around.
That's where you yell at your D-backs, just knock it down.
You know, I in all the years I coached, I don't think I ever told a kid to knock it down, because when you do that, you know, you never know what's going to happen.
It gets caught, right? They tip it into the hands of a receiver, and it's a first down or goes for a touchdown. Twin receivers to the near side. Rocchio in the gun once again.
Single cover. There comes the option.
Option toss to the near side with Crow. And a pretty good defensive play by Otto once again there on the corner. Crow will still get about 4 yards on the carry. Let's go back down to our Stacy Rich, who has more for us. Stacy?
Well, Scott, I'm getting my groove on with the Union Local Jets marching band. They are preparing for their halftime show, and if you like 70s rock, you're going to want to stick around to watch the Comcast High School Football Game of the Week halftime show. Back to you, Scott.
Coach McGrew loves 70s rock. He was just mentioning that to me, Stacy.
Yeah.
Said he's looking forward to that halftime presentation, so we may have a hard time talking with you at halftime. Oh, looks like UL's jumped offside.
No, when it comes to that, I don't know how to spell that.
Do we want to give what type of genre?
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
So it's going to make it third down at about 1 now after the 5-yard penalty.
I don't know whether you
want to talk about what musical genre you appreciate, or
I think you're making reference to my age.
No, not at all. Not at all, Coach. I like a wide variety. 3 wide outs to the far side. UL nearly jumps offside again on 2nd and inches now. Here's the snap back to Rocchio. The give is to Keyser, and a good job defensively by the Jets. They're going to lose a yard on 2nd down. Union Local did a nice job really to fill the middle that time and not allow the Big Reds to pick up the first down. Hunt, number 53, in on the tackle that time for UL.
You know, Union Local's got some size up in that defensive front.
Hunt's 230, 6 foot.
That's what I'm saying. You know, you look in there, and it might not be that easy to run in there. But
well, I know in that Martins Ferry game, they shut the run down that night against the Purple Riders.
And that's tough to do.
Yeah.
That's tough to do.
So it brings up 3rd down and about 2 now for Bellaire. Still on their side of the 50. Here's Rocchio back to pass, gets some pressure, steps up in the pocket, has Masciarelli, makes the catch, makes a move on one man and gets down to the 30-yard line. Another big play. And you hate to say this, but it just looks so easy almost at times. Watch Rocchio. I mean, he steps up in the pocket here on the Comcast DVR instant replay. Plenty of time, and then just look at Masciarelli, wide open. I mean, he's just sitting down in the middle of that coverage.
Well, you know, they're probably
finds it.
They're playing some type. If you play zone against them, I'll tell you what, their offensive line blocks so well that
I think they can just pick you apart.
That's right.
Because the receivers are so smart. They're coached so well to just go to the open space. Here's Johnson on the carry. Gets over the 30. Going to be a gain of about a yard or 2 yards on 1st down. And you saw Masciarelli that time, Coach. Knew what they had to get for a 1st down. Wasn't a whole lot, but he went and found an open space, set down, and an easy pitch and catch, if you will, for Rocchio to Masciarelli. They don't come much easier than that.
And he had so much time that, Rocchio actually double clutched it,
Yeah. And the line did a great job. I mean, UL was bringing some pressure, and they gave him plenty of time, a good pocket to throw from. Twin wideouts to both sides. Keyser's the man in the backfield. Rocchio again all day, going for Masciarelli again, and it is in and out of his hands. Boy, nearly a fantastic over-the-shoulder catch that time by Trey Masciarelli, throwing it to that back pylon, and just incomplete that time, the intended pass. Masciarelli. Here it is on the replay.
Single coverage, and he threw a fade to him, and he put it right where he had to. That Masciarelli was the only guy who could catch it, and came within a hair of making the catch.
Tough attempt that time for Masciarelli. Nearly came away with it. Would have been his 3rd touchdown of the half. Already with 2 so far today for Trey Masciarelli.
See, you got him out here in single coverage again.
Twin receivers. Styles is the defensive back on him. Going to the other side again. Pass is caught by Liberani down at the 15-yard line, and it'll be another Bellaire 1st down, a gain of 13 that time.
See, the thing I like about the way John runs this offense, everything's not a home run ball.
No.
They work the ball down the field, and like you say, pitch and catch, and you got them open, and Masciarelli or Rocchio seems to be able to pick out the right one. I haven't seen him throw into coverage yet.
Twin receivers to the near side. Masciarelli's the single receiver to the far side. Split backs for Rocchio. Coming back to the near side, and it is in and out of the hands of his intended receiver that time, Kyle Barnes, who already has a touchdown catch so far this afternoon. Pretty decent coverage that time as well.
But he put the ball right where he had to.
He did, outside. And
they ran the same routes to both sides, and I wouldn't be surprised they come back to it because Masciarelli was wide open.
Here it is, Rocchio again. Put it outside where only his receiver could make the catch there. Barnes just couldn't hang on, unfortunately, for the Big Reds. So it's 2nd and 10 from the 15. Here's Rocchio again to Masciarelli. Got it. Makes one man miss. Tries to stay on his feet. Can't. Goes down at the 5-yard line. And you'll see that so many times for Masciarelli. Already remarked on it earlier in the first quarter. Makes that first man miss. The tacklers a lot of times will be there, but he makes that guy miss. That's good strength.
Yeah, those coaches upstairs see the same thing we see, and they came right back with the same set and everything, and Masciarelli ran the out, and he was wide open.
Nearly went in for his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. They're going to run the sticks across. He's close to a first down. Could be 1st and goal or 3rd and inches for a first down at about the 5-yard line. Bring the sticks across, and it looks
a little bit short.
Like they're going to be just shy. Inches shy. So Bellaire will be faced with a 3rd and inches to get a first down inside the 5-yard line and have 1st and goal and have 4 cracks at it. Already up 27-0, but clock now down, Coach, to 30 seconds remaining in the half. So,
well, like I said, if I was a betting man, I think they got a pretty good chance of getting in.
We'll be talking with Union Local head coach Mark Caesar going into the locker room, by the way, and get his thoughts on the opening half. Team down 27-0 right now.
This would be an awfully big stand if Union Local could keep
them out of the end zone. Yeah. 3rd and inches right now just to pick up the first down. Rocchio has the first down and takes it inside the 5 and down to about the 2-yard line. So it's a gain of close to 3. 1st and goal now.
He's on about the 1.
And timeout. Bellaire, yeah, they'll give it all the way down to the inside the 2, it looks like. You're right, Coach. So timeout, Bellaire. 19.9 seconds remaining here at Nelson Field. A beautiful afternoon for high school football. And a great setting for Saturday afternoon football as well here at Nelson Field in Bellaire, the All-American town. The Union Local Jets come in 2-4 on the season. Bellaire a perfect 6-0, ranked #1 in the latest Ohio playoff ratings right now. Division 5, Region 19, and the Big Reds just look once again ready to make another one of those deep playoff runs. They just have a team that, when you've only got a week to prepare for them, once you get to playoff time, they're so hard to try and prepare for.
Well, these
teams around here, they see them every week. They know what Bellaire does. They see them every year,
and to tell you the truth, I think if you did see them every week, it's very obvious people are not handling it because they do it so well.
Yeah, and they've done it for a long, long time. They're not doing anything new.
They're in a power eye right now.
Power eye. Here's Rocchio under center. Gives the ball to Crow, and Crow is stood up at the line of scrimmage, and they're going to mark him down. 2nd down, clock's running. Bellaire will have to use another timeout. So it'll be 2nd and goal now from just outside the 1. And they'll have 1 timeout remaining.
Union Local brought a big fella in there, number 75, Doug Stevens. 315 pounds. He's a hefty lad.
Yeah. I would go with that, yes. So timeout, Bellaire, 8 seconds now remaining, 2nd and goal. High school football on Comcast. The OVAC High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you in part by the Health Plan, here for you. 27-0, Bellaire Big Reds leading. Trying to add on that as we just get ready to go to halftime here from Nelson Field. Big Reds with it, 2nd and goal from just outside the 1-yard line. 2nd and inches really for a touchdown, and power eye look again.
Power eye set. They're going to give you a little play action, I think. No, they're not.
Give it to the up man, to the fullback, and I think that's Traylinek, Jordan Traylinek, number 65.
Yeah, they put the power back in, and he ran it up in there.
Takes it in for the score, and it is 65.
That's a linebacker's dream. Set me back here. Who's the refrigerator did that first?
Traylinek takes it in on the handoff. The fullback, they give it to him, and he runs it into the end zone for the touchdown. And now Perko will come on for the extra point try. It's now 33-0 in favor of Bellaire. Still 8 seconds remaining in the half, so we will have the kick. Extra point is up, and it is good. So Traylinek takes it in from 1 yard out. The extra point is good, and Bellaire is now up 34-0 as we get ready to go into halftime. Here you see it again, the power eye look, and Traylinek's like a blocking, he's like a fullback in there anyways, and he's got some pretty good power. 6 foot, 200 pounds, can just kind of mash his way into the end zone. Only had to get a yard anyways. And I tell you, he's had some interceptions this year where he's shown his ability to run with the football in open space too. So he's an athlete.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. You know, and the good thing about Bellaire, if you think about it over the years, is that the athletes play everything.
Yeah.
You know, they're not specialized maybe by choice.
You're going to see these guys on the basketball team, wrestling, on the baseball team, on the track team.
You're going to see the same thing in Martins Ferry. You know, I hate to keep talking about 3 schools, but look right now. They say that maybe the best athlete position for position in the state of Ohio might be the Colares kid.
Yeah.
He plays everything.
Well, he's probably a better baseball player and probably has a D1 baseball scholarship waiting on him.
Well, that's what they say, but I'm going to tell you something.
He's not a bad quarterback.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's a great defensive back.
And he's not a bad basketball player.
Oh, no,
He'll lead him in scoring just about every game
he
for
started
Big Red this year.
in all 3 sports for 4 years,
Yep.
so, you know, that tells you something. If you're Stupid, got pretty good athletes up there. And
here's Perko now. His ball falls off the tee, though. Have to tee it back up. Still got 7 seconds or so remaining here before halftime at Nelson Field in Bellaire. Get a chance to listen to both bands at halftime coming up, so stay tuned for that. Big Reds flexing their muscle here this afternoon. Ball's teed back up and ready to be put back into play. High end over end kick. It'll come down to Azalian inside the 10. Azalian with some decent speed takes it head on up over the 25-yard line, and 2 seconds still remaining on the clock.
Dylan Garlick stuck his head right in there.
Azalian just tried to come right up through the wedge, and he gets it out to the 26-yard line. So one more play and should head to halftime here. We'll try to run down Coach Mark Caesar as the Union Local Jets go into the locker room. And I'm sure he's got to be frustrated with the way this has gone so far. You know, I mean, I don't care who you're playing. You come in every week, you know, feeling like you got a chance to go out there and compete and play as well as you can. And looks like now they might just be taking a knee. Got everybody up tight, one man back. They will. And the clock will wind out on the first half of play. So Bellaire leads 34-0 right now at halftime over the Union Local Jets as we get ready to go back into the locker room here at halftime. And you know, the Jets, boy, Coach, we mentioned it, that they needed to try and get first downs, needed to keep Bellaire's offense off the field as best as possible. And so far, really have not been able to. We had a couple of drives that were sustained, but just haven't been able to have any great consistency so far offensively. And Bellaire's offense just has not been able to be slowed down so far.
Well, yeah, it's a look at the point out there. There's really no comparison of the 2 teams. What we've seen today, you've got an established team that's doing what they always do, and the team is trying to do it.
Let's talk with Coach Mark Caesar as he gets ready to go into the locker room here. Coach, a tough first half so far, down 34-0. But what do you say to the guys at halftime right now, and what do you try to do to come out here in the second half?
Well, you can't give up, you know. Even though it's 34-0, they're doing everything they want to do on offense, and you know we haven't done anything on defense to shut that down. But you don't just pack it in. You know, this is game experience. This is how you get better.
Yeah, Coach, you want to make sure that these kids continue to compete and continue to play hard because you're still trying to teach, you're still trying to learn, and you still have a great situation here to try and make some first downs and try to have some success in the second half, right?
Oh, yeah. You're exactly right. You know, we're going to come out and try to move the ball the second half, try some things that, you know, we haven't tried, you know, before, and it's just build confidence, you know, and play well the second half. You know, even though we get dominated the first half, let's see if we can, you know, do some things the second half well.
Coach, you got anything?
Yeah, Coach, it looks like your kids are doing a good job. You know, as I've mentioned up here, it's very difficult. You know, they've been against some good people all year, and you know, you got to keep your head up and keep there. You know, don't let them get down, and do what you think you have to do.
Well, you're exactly right. You know, you just can't go and change the whole game plan. You know, because it's 34-0. But, you know, we're going to come out and, like I said, you know, try to move the ball, try to have some success the second half offensively on the offensive side and the defensive side of the ball.
Coach, we appreciate your time, and thanks for stopping with us, and best of luck in the second half and the rest of the season.
Okay, no problem. Thanks a lot, guys.
Coach Mark Caesar right there, the Union Local Jets, a guy who's known some success of his own through his athletic career. Two-time West Virginia Kennedy Award winner. His team, though, trailing 34-0 at halftime. You're watching OVAC High School football here on Comcast.
Welcome back to the Comcast High School Football Game of the Week, where it is halftime at Bellaire Big Reds Nelson Field, and the Union Local Jets marching band have taken to the field to give us a little taste of 70s rock. The I Love Rock and Roll song, they just played that 25 or 6 to 4 they're into right now, and then Get It On. So let's take a listen. going to do it for the Union Local Jets. They're going to finish up this last song, and then the Bellaire Big Reds marching band with their Red Line will take the field. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back with the Comcast High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome back to the Comcast High School Football Game of the Week, where the Bellaire Big Reds marching band has just taken the field. They are directed by Kevin Reed, and their field commander Kyle Cook, Red Line captain Jessica Anderson, and flag captain Renee Weekly. They have a show lined up for you. A lot of these songs you might recognize: Don't Ya, Peter Gunn, and Canned Heat. So let's listen in. I think that's going to do it for the Bellaire Big Reds marching band here on the field. Thanks for watching the halftime show. We'll be right back with the Comcast High School Football Game of the Week.
We're back at Nelson Field in Bellaire, 34-0 Big Reds as we get ready to start the second half of play here on the OVAC High School Football Game of the Week on Comcast. Scott Olney and Dan McGrew back with you once again. We're joined now by Bellaire head coach John Magistro. Coach, a great half of football for your team. You're up 34-0. What'd you tell the boys at halftime?
Well, obviously, when you come out the second half, just like everybody else tells their kids, you know, you think it's a nothing game. And what we'd like to do is shut them down right now and get one more score on the board. And we like to get our young kids in the ball game. And that's pretty much our goal for this half.
John, Coach McGrew up here. I tell you, your kids look awfully good. They're very well schooled, and I sometimes wonder how you get so many guys open. But whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
We're going to try that, Coach. I appreciate that.
John, thanks for your time. Best of luck second half and the rest of the season as well.
Thank you, guys.
Coach John Magistro, Bellaire Big Reds up 34-0 so far here at halftime as we get ready to start the second half of play here from Nelson Field in Bellaire. And Coach, you mentioned earlier in the game, John, one of your former players during your days at Bellaire St. John's. And what kind of player was Coach Magistro as a player? Same kind of coach he is, or what?
Well, no, we never ran offenses like that. But I'll tell you, John played guard for me, and he was a 3-year starter for me, and he was a very good football player. He went to Chattanooga and played for a year and then transferred to West Liberty. But John was a kid that worked very hard, and the strange thing about it, when he was 15 years old, he was as big as he is now.
He's got this team playing well. Let's look at how they got it to 34-0 here in the first half of play. And you're going to see one guy who's in every highlight, and that guy is Nick Rocchio. Here they open it up, opening drive, 45 yards to Kyle Barnes, and that made it 7-0 in favor of the Big Reds at that point. Then Rocchio, showing his feet off as well, runs this one in to make it 13-0 in favor of the Big Reds at that point. Second quarter, Bellaire would strike again. Rocchio this time hooking up with Trey Masciarelli. It's a 36-yard strike, 20-0 in favor of the Big Reds. Then Rocchio, 9 yards to Masciarelli again. That made it 27-0 in favor of the Big Reds. And then just before halftime, Jordan Traylinek carries it in from 1 yard out to make it 34-0, and that's the way it is. 34-0 at halftime here between the Big Reds and the Jets as we get ready to start the second half of play. There you see Rocchio on the sidelines in the first half. 13 of 19, Coach. 210 yards passing and 3 touchdowns, and also the 22 yards rushing and a touchdown as well. So Nick Rocchio, a pretty productive first half of play. And as you heard Coach Magistro say, they'd like to get one more score and then maybe get a chance to see some of these younger guys get an opportunity here this afternoon. So Rocchio may have a short half coming up here in the second half of play.
Well, that's what you always want to do. Whether you're a first teamer or down the line kid, you're there at practice every day and you're working hard, and you're in the off season lifting weights and everything, and you do want to get them in the game, but you want to keep your kids sharp, so you got to give them some time.
Perko with his foot on the ball, end over end kick, come down to one of the up men now for Union Local. Good return right back up the middle, up over the 35-yard line, and just shy of the 40-yard line. It was Casey Stiles on the return that time for the Jets. They'll start off just shy of the 40 at the 39 to begin the second half, down 34-0. And we heard Coach Keyser going into halftime. He just wants his kids to come out, and he wants them to play hard this half and play as hard as they can and try to have as much success as they can in this half of football.
Yeah, well, that's all part of the learning process, and he's got to continue to stress. We got to get better this play. We got to get better this play, and he's got to make it known that he's playing against some of the best teams around.
No doubt, they're playing one of the best teams in the Ohio Valley today. We've got 3 receivers to the far side, and Carpenter's going to come back to the near side. It's tipped and caught. Delman tipped it up to himself and made the reception. It'll be a gain over the 40 to about the 41, 42-yard line. Gain of 4 yards almost on first down, so it'll be second down at 6. Watch it again here on the Comcast DVR instant replay, and as I said, Delman tipped it up and just tipped it right to himself.
Well, once again, Coach Keyser's staying with his spread offense, and he is. He's throwing the ball, but he's gonna try to throw it controlled. And, he's not going to try to get it all back in one play.
3 wideouts to the far side. Throw it out there to Gust. Behind him a little bit. Gust had to go back for the ball. Makes one man miss. Did a nice job to get it up to the 45-yard line. Did a good job really to just get 3 yards out of that because he had to go back for the ball. But you can see that if you can get Gust on the corner, put the ball in front of him, he's got great speed.
There's some
he's got some moves too.
Speed and talent on this field on both sides, and if Coach Keyser sticks with it, and they're going to get better. They've scared some people this year.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You can ask Martins Ferry, you can ask Wheeling Central, 2 teams that were in a tight ball game with these Union Local Jets already this season. Here's Carpenter now trying to run the screen to the near side, gets it up to Azelian, but there's Ross Johnson. What a great play that time by Ross Johnson, who worked off of the tackler and was just right there as Azalian made the reception.
Yeah, you know, as an outside linebacker, corner, whatever you want to call him, you can't play a screen any better than that.
Watch it here on the Comcast DVR instant replay, and you'll see what Coach was talking about. Watch 37 just works off the would-be blocker, and he's right there. Traylinek comes and joins him later, along with Bruce.
You know,
that's 4th down and 6.
That's a good, solid team defense, because if Johnson don't make the tackle, he turns it back inside, and he got 2 defensive linemen and a linebacker coming to make the play.
2 guys there, as you said, to follow him up if he wasn't able to wrap up the receiver in Azalian, and now UL will be forced to punt. No, they break out of that, and Johnson, just after making a great play, now he's going to be in the doghouse now from not a great play. It still looks like it'll be about a yard shy still of the first down.
Dead ball, encroachment on red.
Well, it looks like they're going to put their offense back on the field.
Here's a question, I think, is what Bellaire's asking. The quarterback moved from under center after he called the signals, and I think what Bellaire's saying is the quarterback can't move if the ball wasn't snapped. Because he lined up as a quarterback, called the signals, and then pulled out.
Yeah, but he was back first and then came up. I don't know. I never did. I guess I was told by a lot of officials. I never did know.
They're going to go for it now with the 4th and short. They go with the power eye right. And they pull Bellaire off sides again. Boy, back-to-back. As well as they played in the first half, those last 2 plays are really going to eat at John Magistro, because his team now just gave Union Local and what had a 3rd and 6
on the defense.
10 yards on back-to-back penalties, and gave him a first down.
Well, you know, one thing, you know, that's an old coaching trick. You know, the voice inflection. We're up here, we can't hear it, and you know, these kids, you know, they got 4th and short, and they're digging in, getting ready to go. And you know, there's a lot of things that happen, but I'm sure John's over there seething, and I'd hate to be with those defensive linemen going over to Coach Stoltz.
Come up when they do get off the field here. Here's Carpenter to throw it in the seam. Intended. Was it intercepted? Incomplete. It fell to the ground that time. Crow had a shot at it. Looked like he was going to Eberhardt. Number 3, his intended receiver that time. Rose was also on the coverage that time. Number 3, we saw him earlier. He had a key defensive play in the first half to force an incomplete pass to Gust. He was on the coverage that time. 2nd and 10.
That's an old St. John's name, Rose. His dad coached there, or his uncle did. His grandfather and I played at Purdue together.
That goes way back. Is that right? 3 wideouts to the far side. Carpenter again throws it high, and there's Rose with the interception. Tyler Rose with the pick that time. Nearly had it on the last play. Gets the interception this time and brings it back to the 44-yard line. And Bellaire will take over 1st and 10 on their own 44 after the INT by Tyler Rose. Let's go back down to our Stacy Rich on the sideline. Stacy, what do you have?
Well, Scott, I'm down here with one of, I know, your favorite things, food. And we have the band parents concession stand, and they have been busy today. And the big special is that hot Italian sausage sandwich. And let me tell you, I wish we had smell-o-vision because it smells divine. I'm joined today by, give me you guys' names.
I'm Mike Flowers, the band president.
J.R. Shreve.
Okay, tell me, JR, you've been over here working really hard, and you make the mixture that goes on top of here. Is anything special go into it?
No, just the plain peppers, onions, tomatoes, and some Italian seasoning.
Now, the money that's raised at the concession stand, how does that help out the band?
It buys instruments. It buys band uniforms. To repair the instruments, it costs a lot of money.
So you guys keep it going with food.
Food and Dippin' Dot ice cream.
I saw the Dippin' Dots over there. It looks good. It looks really good.
Yeah, you can either get it at an amusement park or you can come to a Bellaire game and get Dippin' Dots.
I like it. Now tell me, you sold a lot of these today. How many?
We've sold approximately 60, and we have no more left. This is the last one.
Aw, and I get the last one, Scott. I'm sorry. I can't share. I apologize. I'm going to send it back to you so that I can eat this. Back to you guys.
Coach, she does it to us every week.
I don't know.
We have to trade positions. I'm telling you that much. We need to be down there eating this food. Here goes Crow. Had a big gain on the last play. Had another big one on first down here. Takes it deep into Union local territory as the Big Reds come out of the locker room, moving the football well on their opening drive.
Well, I tell you what, Belaire's going to come out, and they want to stick one in as quick as they can, and they're on a little cross buck action. That's play that Belaire's run for years with John, and I remember they had a back one time by the name of Mamie that ran that play awfully
Mamie.
well.
Yeah, I remember Richie Mamie. Played back here during the 90s. Excellent football player.
Split backs with Rocchio, throws it to the near side, underthrows his receiver that time. Short.
You don't see that too often. You got him open and didn't get to him. But like I said, like John said, he wants to try to get one in there real quick and get these young kids in here to play.
2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. 7:43 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Bellaire up 34-0. Send twin receivers to the near side. Barnes and Keyser. Masciarelli's to the far side. On 2nd and 10. They'll give the handoff to Crow that time, and a good play defensively by Union Local.
Just ran the scissors out of the straight direct snap, and
I think Shea Martin, number 22, was the man who made the tackle that time. Lose about 2 yards on the play. 3rd and 2. You see Crow 62 yards rushing in the first half on 7 carries. Pretty good average.
they got trips right over here.
Trips to the near side. One man in the backfield. That is Crow with Rocchio. Keyser's the lone man on the far side. Yeah, Masciarelli's
on the outside in man coverage.
Here goes Rocchio to the air, and it is caught, pulled in.
Heck of a catch. That was an awfully good catch.
Ty makes the reception.
And I'll tell you what, you can't cover him any better than that.
Tobasic with the catch there. Down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. But good coverage and a nice reception for the 1st and goal. No, first down, Bellaire just outside the 5. 1st and goal from the 6. Already leading 34-0. Rocchio in the gun with Keyser to his right. Gives the handoff to Crow. Breaks away from one tackler and takes it down to about the 1-yard line.
I'll tell you what, these backs from Bellaire, they don't only run hard, but they avoid getting hit.
Yeah, they do.
You know, there's nothing.
Sidestep tacklers all the time.
There's nothing there, and they're going to pick up 2 or 3.
Yeah. And you saw it again right there. 2nd and goal now from the 1-yard line.
Oh, they got the big kid back at the.
Yeah, Traylynek's back at the fullback
position. He's up at the fullback.
Here. Power eye to the right. Crow's the man far back in the backfield. They'll give him the ball coming to the near side. Boy, runs into a wall. Good job defensively there by Union Local. Otto again in on the tackle. Styles also there that time for the Jets, along with Mellinger, Derek Mellinger, number 51.
Lost a couple yards there.
Oh, 3rd and goal now. Yeah, they pushed him back to almost the 5-yard line, so a loss of 3 yards or 4 yards on the play. 3rd and goal now from about the 5.
Doug Stevens, the big 315-pounders, come back in. He's right on the ball.
And it's going to be 3rd and goal now from just over the 5-yard line. Traylinek still in there as the fullback. Crow, the man behind him now. On 3rd and goal. Rocchio under center. Gives it to Crow, and he's hitting the backfield again and taking down Hunt once again. Justin Hunt makes the tackle in the backfield. Is going to set up 4th and goal, and I think they're going to bring Perko off the sideline.
No, they bring a package of receivers back in.
Going to throw it up again. And there's Hunt coming into the game today.
They're a double.
Well over 50 total tackles.
Double slot.
And twin receivers to both sides. Here's Rocchio looking on the slant to Masciarelli. He's got it for the touchdown.
I'll tell you what, it was a heck of a catch, but it was a great throw. Great. He put it right in there.
He did. So Rocchio with another touchdown pass to Masciarelli, his 3rd of the game, and Bellaire now leads 40-0.
You know, I think John just wanted to either look at the running game or see what they needed to do, because it looks to me that they can throw and do whatever they want to do throwing the football.
5-yard pass, and Big Reds strike again. Now Perko on for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good.
What's that put Masciarelli with 3 touches and over 100 yards receiving?
Yeah, Masciarelli, now 3 touchdowns and right about 100 yards. So
that's a pretty good day's work.
Pretty good day, I'd say. And now 15 touchdowns on the season for Trey Masciarelli as well. He set the single season mark last year with 16 and give him now 31 for his career. This quarter, by the way, is brought to you by Buckeye Mortgage Company. Real estate is often the single largest investment most of us ever make. At Buckeye Mortgage Company, we tailor a package based on your needs. We don't work for the lender, we work for you. Call 1-866-999-2920. Scott Oldie, Dan McGrew here at Nelson Field in Bellaire. OVAC High School football on Comcast. Bellaire Big Reds 6-0 coming into today, now leading 41-0 over the Union Local Jets. And Masciarelli had 5 catches for 93 yards and 2 touchdowns at halftime. Had the touchdown catch there, so he now has 3 touchdowns on the day, and he now has 15 touchdowns on the season and well over 800 yards, almost 900 yards now receiving.
And that's what,
year.
6.5 games.
6.5 games, yep. He should go well over the 1,000-yard mark in receiving this year, and he's got a chance, I think, to get well over 20 touchdown catches as well, based on the average that he's at already. Burko end-over-end kick that's going to come down. Azalian will take it inside his own 10-yard line. Looking for some blocks, gets to the corner, breaks 1 tackle. Azalian now gets over the 30. And he's going to be taken out of bounds at about the 32, 33-yard line.
Well,
32-yard line.
John said he wanted to get one quick and see if he's going to get his young kids in there, and it does look like he's made some in the front.
Yeah, I see a good bit of new numbers out there. Rose is still out there in the defensive backfield.
He's got his defense is still in there. Number 15 is in the game now.
Right.
Aaron Porter is a linebacker. It's a new guy in there, and
a couple of new guys, but still some familiar faces as well. Here's Carpenter now under center, looking to throw to the near side, has the man, and the pass is pulled in and caught that time by TJ Camp.
Keyser come up and made a great play on it.
Got about 2 yards or so on the catch, makes it 2nd down and 8. Take the ball up to about the 34-yard line. Clock winding here in the 3rd quarter of play. We're down to 4 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Bellaire leading 41-0.
Here, Scott, this has been a quick game for as many passes.
It really has. Yeah, the clock has moved quickly.
Well, that's because there's been a lot of completions.
Not many incomplete passes thrown. That's for sure. Here's Styles in motion back to the near side. Carpenter looking to throw it to Styles now over the middle. Has it. Penalty flag comes in, and Styles is tackled at the 36-yard line. It'd be a gain of about 2 yards, but let's check the laundry here.
Maybe been a holding penalty.
Keyser on the tackle yet once again for Bellaire.
Lineman downfield.
Yep. Bellaire might just elect to take the play. It was only a 2-yard gain, and it would be 3rd down and 6. We'll see what they decide to go with here.
Is that a loss of down to Scott?
Ineligible receiver on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
Repeat the down.
I was surprised that they took the penalty.
Yeah, I thought they might just take the play. It only resulted in a 2-yard play, and it would have been 3rd down and still 6. It'll now be 2nd down and about 11 or 12. Call it 2nd and 13. Ball now on their own 29-yard line. Motion back to the near side. That's Gust. Azalian's in the backfield.
Trip set. They're throwing to the split end.
Carpenter puts it up, and it is tipped and nearly intercepted.
That was
Crow
6.
nearly came down with it.
Tobisic had 6 there if he'd held on to it.
Just falls incomplete. 3rd and 13 now for the Jets. Ball on their own 29-yard line. Crow coming out now, going to the far sideline. He's had a pretty productive day, both offensively and defensively.
Well, they've got John is true to his word. He's got a whole defensive backfield change except the Rose boy.
Here is Carpenter now rolling the pocket to the far side, throws it down, and it is incomplete. Intended for his receiver on the far side, Zach Delman. Number 88 was the intended receiver. Ball falls incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down now and 13, and the Jets will be forced to punt. So 4th down at 13 now. Union Local will be punting.
Belaire's just left a regular defense in there, looking for some kind of shenanigan from Union Local.
Well, we saw what they did last time. They see what they do this time. Looks like they're lined up to punt. Here's the snap back. The punt is an end-over-end kick that comes down to Rose at about the 38-yard line. He's got blockers on the far sideline. Gets it into Union Local territory, and he's ridden out of bounds at the 45-yard line, and that's where Bellaire will take back over. Let's go back onto our Stacy Rich. Stacy, what do you have now?
Well, Scott, for the fan of the game, I always look for somebody with a crazy outfit on or hat, and I did see quite a few people here dressed up, but shameless self-promotion. This guy did the Comcast logo, and so I had to give him the fan of the game. What's your name?
Ross Fuller.
And Ross, you're a freshman at Bellaire?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me, first of all, you've got a group of buddies that paint yourselves up before the game. Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, well, usually before the game, we always gather underneath the bleachers, and we get some of the girls to do it for us, so.
Oh, they get the girls to do it for them. I hear them. Well, we're going to present you with the Comcast High School Football Fan of the Week, and there's your T-shirt. So now you can cover up.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Ross. Back to you guys.
Coach, I don't want to. There's the rest of the crew over there. I don't want to say what that C would look like on our chest.
Oh, gee.
We probably would not have been able to show it if I was sporting that. I'll tell you that. Here's the handoff for the Big Reds coming to the near side. That's Cantor. We saw him in the first half. There's a penalty flag down.
Rocchio's still in the game. Looks like they get a lot of subs in, but
I see some clean uniforms out there. And other changes being made. Some other guys coming on and off the field. And I think that's going to be it for Rocchio now as he goes to the far side. Looks like Rose
in a quarterback
will be taking over a quarterback now. So we've probably seen the end of the day for Nick Rocchio, who once again had yet another fantastic. I mean, every week you
holding
look up, the
on
guy's
the
got
offense. 10-yard penalty
stats.
from the spot of the foul. Repeat the down.
You heard the penalty there, holding. I mean, 4 more touchdown passes today, and he ran one in. He's 5. I mean, every week you look, the kid's got 5. He's involved in 5 touchdowns somehow. I mean, it's unbelievable, the statistics that this kid has put up. Here's Rose, another penalty flag, and the ball is thrown out and caught by Anthony Hawker, who has it into Union Local territory.
Hawker, that's a Bellaire name. There's been a lot of Hawkers played down here.
He's got a gain of about 7 yards or so if the play stands. An illegal shift. Well, Bellaire with some new kids in there. So far we've had a holding penalty and now an illegal shift penalty. So we get getting some chances here, and you're going to have that when you've got some fresh guys in there.
Illegal motion on the offense. 5-yard penalty from previous spot. Repeat the down.
So another 5-yard penalty. Though stays first down, as you heard.
First down and what,
today.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25 yards?
26, they've got it officially on the scoreboard. First and 26. Ball on their own 39-yard line. And Rose now gets his shot in there, now replacing Rocchio. As we said, another 4 touchdown pass day and 1 rushing touchdown. Here's Rose to throw it up, going for Hawker to the near side. He's got Hawker, who makes the catch, breaks a tackle. Hawker finally written down at the 15-yard line. Nice pass and catch that time from Rose to Hawker.
You know, this is a tough situation for John because this is the kind of offense they run.
Yeah.
And then coaches who get accused of running the score up, you know, what are you going to do?
Well, these are 2 guys you're going to see in the future because you've got Rose, who's a sophomore, and Hawker, who's a sophomore as well. So, I mean, you're looking at some of the future here of Bellaire Big Reds football come down the next couple of seasons. And, yeah, I mean, that's always the big discussion that arises. I mean, you know, these kids work in practice every week. They don't want to just run the ball on dive plays. I mean, they want to run the same offense that the first team gets to run.
I remember.
Here's the handoff to Artis Johnson now. I mean, it is. I mean, as a coach, you're put in a tough position.
I remember George Streger. Us old timers remember George. George was one of the great coaches that was ever in this valley. And George had a statement, and it's not true. He said, "It's not my job to stop my offense. It's your job to stop my offense."
I couldn't agree with it more.
And you know, it's got a lot of merit to it.
Yeah. And we'll see what the Jets can do here with Bellaire now deep in their end once again. Loss of a yard, though, on the carry that time by Johnson, so it's 2nd and 11. Here's Rose. Fakes the handoff, gives it to Cantor, I believe, who looks like he'll lose another yard or two. They've gone back to the ground game and lost 2 or 3 yards on the last 2 carries now. We're down to about a minute remaining here in the 3rd quarter. You see the clock winding down there. Loss of 2 more yards, 2nd down and 13. Twin receivers coming to the near side. Hawker's going to go to the far side. Full house backfield there with Rose in the gun.
3rd and 13. He's got him.
Throw it as a receiver, and is it caught? They'll rule it incomplete. Intended that time for Ryan Garlock. Incomplete. Ball hit the turf, so it'll stop the clock with 42 seconds or so remaining here in the 3rd quarter. And it also brings up now 4th down. 4th down at about 13 now for the Big Reds. Cantor comes back in, and he'll go with Hawker to the far side. Liberati, and Tovasic gets split to the near side.
Look for X route over here.
Here's Rose with some pressure coming to the near side, looking toward the end zone, and it's caught by Liberati down at the 5-yard line. And that's going to be close to a 1st down.
I think he's
right at about the mark. Yep. Going to bring the chains out to officially mark it off. Watch Rose here again. Got some pressure, but yeah, nice job to avoid the rush, and then on the run throws a pretty good strike to Liberati, who comes back, and we saw him drop one earlier, but he makes a nice effort on that ball for the catch and for the 1st down maybe. Let's see. Yes, they're just about a chain length short.
Didn't
1st down, Union Local. Boy, about as close as you can be without getting it. He might have been about a chain shy of the 1st down, and that's tough. Because you worry about where those officials place the ball as a coach sometimes. You're like, hey, he was over the 5. Come on, right?
Well, you know, it's a judgment.
Oh,
it's a judgment. And what makes me is that they'll mark it 10 yards away and then put their foot there and then run up. Now, you know, I never could figure. Of course, I was a coach, you know. Officials were always wrong.
Yeah.
But it looks
Imagine
like
that.
it looks like young Mr. Rose has got some talent.
Yeah.
So maybe, you know, he may be the heir apparent.
Yeah. We said just a sophomore getting an opportunity, and that's, you know, that's another thing that's made this program so successful, because they've had a lot of games like this over the years. They get a chance to get some of the younger players in. Here's Union Local on 1st down, carrying the football is Azalian.
You know, like I said, you know, we looked at the pregame stats, and they got 5 or 6 receivers.
Yeah.
You know,
have double-digit catches.
Yeah, if you watch, you look over there, it's nothing for them to run a whole group of 3 receivers in.
Yeah.
And, you know, in and out. So it's not like they're losing everybody.
No. Clock winding down to 14 seconds remaining here. And still continuing to turn. Here's the handoff to Azalian again. Got some running room to the far side. Azalian over the 20.
Nice hit.
Out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. It'll be a 1st down for the Union Local Jets when we come back with the 4th quarter of play. We've played 3 this afternoon from Nelson Field in Bellaire. The Big Reds rolling in this one onto their 7th victory of the season. It's 41-0 Bellaire. You're watching OVAC High School football on Comcast. Bellaire Big Reds taking on the Union Local Jets. It's 41-0 Bellaire as we get ready to start the 4th quarter of play. Union Local with the ball, 1st and 10. The handoff is to Azalian, who has pretty good speed. Azalian gets to the corner, and he's over midfield at the 50, onto the Bellaire 40, down to the 30, the 25, 20, 15, and inside the 10, and finally ridden out at about the 8-yard line. Good run by Zach Azalian that time for the Union Local Jets. It's some 1st and goal now inside the 10. Watch it here on the Comcast DVR instant replay. Some good blocking there. Going up against I guess, as we should mention, a lot of the second-tier players now for Bellaire. This is their second squad that's in there, obviously, on defense. Still good effort, though, out of Union Local, and a good hard run by Azalea, not to be denied either. Great effort by Azalea and the Jets on that play to get them a first-and-goal situation, and no die in this Union Local team either. They're out here to play, and they want to stick one in the end zone if they can. They don't care who it's on. Here's Azalea again, cuts it inside, takes it down over the 5-yard line and down to about the 3.
You know, the thing about it, like you said, these young kids want to play, and you know, they get beat up all week, and this gives them an opportunity. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You know, getting scored on. I hear people say, "Well, we don't want anybody. You know, it's not right to score these kids." That's the only way you learn the game.
Yeah. Azalea, their leading rusher coming into the season into the game for the season. 454 yards rushing so far on the campaign. Adding to that, well over 500 yards now in the season just after that run alone. Here's Azalea diving and getting into the end zone for the Union Local touchdown. So the Jets are on the board with Azalea taking it in from 3 yards out. Here it is again, Coach, on the replay, and like we said,
this run power off tackle, and
good effort by Azalea. Did most of the drive on his own, really. I mean, great blocks and good help, but he's the one toting the football. Takes that in from 2 yards out. And the goose egg off the board now for the Jets, 41-6, as we await the extra point try by Styles. Yeah, that's the way you got to look at it if you're Mark Caesar. Building blocks, you know, you're building towards next week, you're building towards next season. I mean, you know, you're trying to take it one step at a time, and it's one block at a time.
You know, this is another situation that coaches get into, and it's an unfortunate situation.
Kick is good.
You know, here you're sitting here at 2 and 5, and you're playing a bunch of seniors.
Yeah.
Now,
what do you do?
What are you going to do? You're going to, you know, and that's tough. I got crucified as a coach many times because, you know, it gets to a point that, you know, you got to prepare for the future.
You got to look at 07. Yep. Hey, let's go back down to our Stacy Rich. What do you have this time, Stacy?
Well, you know, Scott, I was talking a little while ago about how Bellaire Stadium does not have any lights. All of their games, home games, are played on a Saturday afternoon. And so I was asking around the crowd, and I found these two gentlemen. Now, this is the former mayor. What is your name?
Tino Esposito.
All right. I'm not going to try to spell that one in. I think a lot of people know this guy. What's your name?
I'm Frank Renzi. I'm devastating.
Now, tell me, who can tell me a little bit about why the field doesn't have any lights? What's the story?
Well, I don't know for sure, but they said that football should be played on a Saturday afternoon, and if you put lights in, they donated this field to the Bellaire High, and they said if you put lights in, then we'll take the field back. That's what I heard, you know.
But I would think on a day like today with the beautiful weather, it's not too bad to be here on a Saturday afternoon.
Which is true. We get a great attendance on Saturday afternoon. We draw from all over the valley, and which is great for our community. But still, the lights we'd have games Friday night, Saturday night, and Saturday afternoon. But J.V. Nelson was a principal of Bellaire High School at the time. They named the field Nelson Field, and that's when he said that no lights would be on Bellaire High School field, and it's been a tradition ever since. It's been 50 years like this.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. Really and truly.
Well, thank you guys so much for explaining it to me, because now I have my answer. I learned something new every day. What can I say?
Right.
All right, guys, back to you up in the booth.
That report was devastating. Stacy.
Frank.
Oh, boy. Renzi, a well-known Ohio Valleyman and member of the All-American Towners. No doubt about that. His hat is a bit toned down today, however,
right.
I will say that.
He's
I don't know where the hat with all the flags is on. I mean, I'm not sporting that one today. Penalty flag down on our last play right there. But yeah, that's the way I'd always been told the story, that Mr. Nelson had donated the land and wanted the games to be played on Saturday afternoon, and basically it said if you put lights up, then I'm not giving you the property or whatnot.
Well, you know, that's
Walk in the back on the offense.
Probably
10-yard
true,
penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat the down.
But when that decision was made, there was no such thing as 8 college games going on at the same time either. And truthfully, back in my day as a kid, you'd come down here to a game on Saturday afternoon, be packed. Bridgeport would be packed on a Saturday night. Stadium at Wheeling would be Thursday, Friday, Saturday afternoon, and Saturday night. And
here's the pitch and the carry to the far side, taken up over the 25-yard. That's the thing, you know, they talk about all the games that they play now at Wheeling Island Stadium. Well, how about all the games they used to play at Wheeling Island Stadium when you had Warwood and Wheeling and Triadelphia and Lindsley and Wheeling Central? I mean,
and I can add another one he used to play on Wednesdays was Lincoln.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
And then Wheeling High played all their JV games there and freshman games there.
So you had nonstop football.
It was, you know, you got one. And then
plus you had the Wheeling Ironmen playing there, and the Ohio Valley Panthers, you know,
plus,
after that.
Plus you had the Shrine Circus that tore the field up before practice even started.
Here's Bellaire now with it on 2nd down and 12, going downfield for Hawker. Ball is overthrown that time by Rose. But just a great tradition that still continues here at Bellaire. This is what it's all about when you come to Bellaire. The band marches down the street to the stadium, down to Nelson Field prior to the game, and they come into the field. And you know, they wouldn't have it any other way here. I mean, that's the way it is, and that's the way it's always going to be.
When I was coaching at St. John's, every Saturday afternoon there was going to be a game here. Yeah. And if Bellaire wasn't playing here, we were.
Here's the snap, and Rose going down the middle of the field, has a man, and it's incomplete. Intended that time for Ryan Garlock. Overthrown. Eberhardt on the coverage that time for the Union Local Jets, along with Shea Martin.
But I'll tell you what, over the years, there's some great football teams, great football players, and some great football games played on this field.
Well, no doubt about that. You know, and obviously the guys who these days get a lot of publicity, guys like Joey Galloway and also Benny Taylor, who's playing, of course, spent the first several years of his NFL career with the Cleveland Browns, now with the Green Bay Packers. I mean, those are just two of the names. And the most recent. And here's the punt. Wobbly kick that bounces down. It goes over the 50 and picked up there by Delman with some blockers and with some room. And Delman brings it down to the 40-yard line.
Billy Vitale made a heck of a hit there, drove him out of bounds.
So Union Local will take back over. Hey, Coach. And Steeler fans, listen up. We know how you can follow your team even when it's not game day. It's with the new Steelers 24/7 exclusively with Comcast On Demand. Steelers 24/7 is free, exclusive coverage created only for Comcast. You can't see it anywhere else. Just call 1-800-COMCAST today for more details. Steelers 24/7. Steelers back at it. Off to a 1-2 start. Going to San Diego as we tape this one on Sunday night.
Well,
there's Zalian with a couple of yards on first down.
Last year, people don't remember. At one time, the Steelers were 2-5.
Yeah,
and end up winning the Super Bowl.
People talk about Big Ben, and you know, are there any lasting effects from the motorcycle accident and also from the appendectomy that he had?
Well, he's got to be weak. I mean, let's be realistic. He missed an awful lot of the offseason and then started to come back and then had the appendix problem. And, you know, the Steelers lost 3 good players.
Here's Carpenter to the air for his intended receiver. Eberhardt has it inside the 10, over the 5, and into the end zone for the touchdown. 36-yard touchdown pass from Carpenter to Eberhardt, and it's a Union Local touchdown.
Carpenter threw it pretty well. Eberhardt was wide open.
Here it is again on the Comcast DVR instant replay. As you said, Eberhardt wide open, makes the catch, breaks the tackle, keeps his legs moving and driving into the end zone for the score.
Yeah, it's very good. It's good for these kids. You know, it gives them a little bit of a pickup. And
hey, you got to go back to practice Monday.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure,
you got 3 games left to play, and you know.
Plus, it gives John something to yell at.
You always need things to work on as a coach. You know that. Here's Styles. Kick is up and good. So it's now 41-14. Union Local with scores on their last 2 drives, getting themselves on the scoreboard. We were talking about the great tradition here at Bellaire, and there's a look at the cheerleaders, the Bellaire Marching Band, of course, the Red Line, another great tradition here as well at Bellaire. And there's a look at them coming in this morning. Talked about it today. Marched down Right in from the high school down here to Nelson Field. There's a look at the red line leading the Bellaire marching band into Nelson Field, and it's really what it's so much of it's about. It's all about the community spirit, the community pride, and
Bellaire, I don't know whether Martins Ferry still does that or not. They used to.
I think St. John still does it as well
down in Bellaire. Yeah, but as I said, I don't know whether
there's many other schools that still do that.
Right.
That's great. I mean, I think so much of those things have been lost, unfortunately, by a lot of our consolidations.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
But that's where Bellaire, I think they can consider themselves fortunate that they still have their own town school, their own school right here in the village of Bellaire. Here's the end over end kick coming off the foot of Styles. Lost. It's on the turf, picked up, and then finally dropped is Mike Purcell, who was the man who brought the football back on the return for a slight gain. Let's go back down to our Stacy Reg. Stacy, what do you have?
Well, Scott, you were talking a little bit ago about Bellaire and their traditions, and this one is a big one. Behind me here is the Bellaire Big Reds Victory Bell. This bell actually came from Gravel Hill Elementary School. It was a school years ago, and they tore it down, and they decided to bring this bell down here to the stadium. And at the end of every game, and I have a feeling it's going to be this one, when they win, they ring it, hence the victory bell. And they say it's very loud. It kind of resonates through the stadium. So I'm sure the Big Reds are ready to come over here and ring this when the game is over. But the Bellaire victory bell, everybody knows about it. Back to you guys.
I've heard that bell, and you've probably heard that bell before.
Yes, I have.
Were you on the other side when you were hearing that bell, right?
Sometimes.
You didn't play at Bellaire, so I don't know if you went up there and rang it yourself maybe one or two times. That old Martins Ferry Purple Rider yourself. It's nice they let you in the field today.
Oh, yeah. I had to sneak in the back gate.
Yeah, it's true. We did come in through the back door there. The incomplete pass on the shovel pass intended for Artis Johnson that time from Rose. Boy, that should be another great one in the long tradition of Bellaire Martins Ferry this year.
That should be
both teams perfect so far through this part of the season, and the battle for Old Sparky should be another great one.
Well, I'll tell you one thing
coming up, and that, by the way, is at your field this year.
Right.
Or no, I'm sorry, right here. It'll be here October the 20th. No, it's at Martins Ferry. Yeah, it's at. What am I saying? I knew it was at Ferry. Back up at Purple Rider Stadium on October the 27th. Here's the pass to Johnson. And the tackle made by Devin Otto at about the 29-yard line, so not much of a gain there. And it'll bring up fourth down, and Bellaire will be forced to punt.
You're talking about the Bellaire and Martins Ferry game, and that is a true case where, when a game comes, you forget what you've done.
It doesn't matter.
That whole week, it's not a Saturday afternoon or Friday night game. It's a year.
Yeah, you're right. And I mean, as a player, what is it like playing in a game like that?
Oh, it's tremendous. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that I can't tell you how Bellaire kid feels, but I'm sure, you grow up in a situation where
you're Azalea now on the punt return, real quick, Coach.
Yeah. Your whole life, that's the thing. You gotta beat Bellaire, and I'm sure in Bellaire, so you got to beat Martins Ferry, and that's just a way of life. I mean, I have friends of mine that hate Bellaire so bad they won't even come to the town.
Wow.
But does those old rivalries still resonate around? I can't answer that, Scott. I mean, you get older, and like I always used to tell my kids, those stories escalate. That 5-yard run you made becomes 25,
right.
And, which there's nothing wrong with that.
No. Styles will be in at quarterback now for the Jets. They're making a few changes as well. Great field position, though, to start this drive off. We still have 7.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Handoff given to Azalian. Zach Azalian outside. Another big run for him. He'll take it down to about the 25-yard line. So gain of about 15 to 16 yards on first down by Zach Azalian. You can see he has the ability to run with the football. Good skills, does a good job to get to the corner, makes some good moves, some good decisions. Again, they're going against the second teamers now for Bellaire on defense, but that first team defense, you're not going to run into too many that are better than that, what they've seen already. So there are other teams that they are going to be able to move the football on with some pretty good success, and they've already done it this year. Here's the handoff now, given this time to Chase Clark. And Clark gets it over the 25 and down to about the 23-yard line.
You know, you look in there right now, and you got to give Coach Caesar credit too. You know, he could probably left his kids in there and maybe got some more TDs, but he's also got his young kids in there and giving them some experience. And you know, this is what it's about. You know, you got to learn to play this game and you know, get as many kids in as you can and let it be fun.
Here's Styles, high snap over his head. He'll pick it up. Now looks and just throws it up downfield, and it is going to be caught down at the 15-yard line. That'll be close to a Union Local first down. Pass pulled in that time, I think, by number 13, Mark Thompson. And it was. There's Thompson.
Yeah,
made a nice job to come back to the ball. Styles did a nice job to keep his composure, not get too excited. Went back, picked the ball up, and see it here. Watch it on the Comcast DVR instant replay.
Picked up a first down.
Stayed with it. Found the open man, and Thompson made the catch for the first down. First and 10 now. Ball at the 15-yard line. Give is to Clark, who stretches it over the 15 and down to about the 12. Gain of about 3 to 4 on first down. You know, it's like you're saying, you know, getting these other kids in here. I mean, you know what it's like when you go through a 10-game schedule. You've worked all summer long, and just the effort that even these kids give you in practice. They deserve to, in a game like this, to get some varsity action.
Absolutely, they're going to make you better.
Yeah.
And you know, as long as you keep their head up, and they're your future.
Yeah, exactly. Here's Styles now under center. Screens it out to the far side, and it's incomplete. Threw it a little bit short of his intended receiver that time. Threw it while he was running, going backwards. J.J. Perkins, I believe, 28, was the intended receiver that time, and Styles threw that off his back foot, falling away, and just was unable to complete the pass. Stops the clock, though, with 5:04 remaining here in the fourth quarter. And Bellaire leading 41-14 on their way to their 7th win of the year, improved to 7-0. They're number 1, at least they were last week, and probably won't go anywhere, obviously, being at the top in their region. Heading into playoff time.
Yeah, it could hurt them a little bit, but you know, somebody might have teams they've played secondary level points.
Styles on the keeper trying to get to the corner, and he's going to be taken down in the backfield. Obviously there on the tackle. Taken down in the backfield and a loss. Back all the way to the 21-yard line, and now it's going to be 4th down and 15, so a loss of 5. 4.5 minutes as the clock continues to wind here at Nelson Field. We'll talk about who the Big Reds still have left on their schedule here shortly. We already mentioned, obviously, that they have Martins Ferry. Everybody knows that game coming up at the end of the season. All right, 4th down now for the Jets. Styles under pressure, gets away. Now he needs a block. And he couldn't get it. I tell you what, you could see over there, Kyle Blackman wanted to block, but he knew if he did, it was going to be a block in the back, so he just tried to shield his defender and hope that Styles could get around him to the corner, but he was unable to do so. So Union Local will turn the ball over on downs, and that's kind of where you're caught between a rock and a hard place, if you will. You know, bad if I do, bad if I don't, and unfortunately it results in a turnover on downs. Let's go back down to Stacy Ridge. Stacy?
Well, Scott, you and I both know, because we live in this community, how a community can really pull together in hard times. And I just found out, I was hearing a little bit about Elizabeth Warren. She's an 18-year-old senior here at Bellaire High School, and she's a member of the Bellaire High School marching band. And she just found out about a month and a half ago that she has cancer. And so she's been missing school. She's had to have treatments 4 times a week up in Pittsburgh. And so I wanted to mention they are having a benefit blood drive for Elizabeth on October 16th, and it will be held at the Bellaire High School gymnasium. She's going to need a lot of blood transfusions in this process. So if the community can come out, and I know that they will, to help out Elizabeth, please do so. It's again October 16th from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. at Bellaire High School's gymnasium for Elizabeth Warren. We wish Elizabeth and her family the best of luck, and she's in our prayers. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Stacy, and we echo those sentiments, obviously, and wish her a quick recovery as well, and best of luck to her in her battle there. Back to the game, Cantor there with an excellent run. Boy, he went one way and came back the other, and gets it deep into Union local territory all the way down to the 36.
He's a little short fella. His legs were going, but he just couldn't go. He did, but that was an excellent run in there.
5'7", 155 pounds for the sophomore. Went to the right and breaks a tackle, spins back to the left, and off to the races there for Cantor. Penalty flag. It's coming back, so. Still a great effort, though, on his part. No doubt about that.
What was it?
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Holding.
Repeat the down.
Ask and you shall receive, Coach. I guess you asked what it was. And there you go. The coach asks, and the referee, your best friend.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Sometimes they didn't want to admit it, but. Well, anyway, Mr. Cantor made a nice effort.
Don't forget, folks, that you can stop into Arby's and try one of their fantastically delicious combos. Stop into Arby's today. I'm thinking Arby's. Here's Bellaire back with the football once again.
There he
Cantor.
goes again.
He's got some running room. Cantor breaks a tackle, makes another man miss, and he is off to the races. Finally pulled down at the 21-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Sam Nardo that time. Great effort by Cantor.
I'll tell you what, the little fella, he's after it.
Great run by Cantor, and here it is again on the replay, Coach. Boy, nearly went down early, and then got some great blocks worked off of there, and boy, good speed.
Yeah,
made a nice cut right there, back. And good cut back to avoid the tackle.
Made a couple of them.
And then, as we said, Nardo saved what looked like was going to be a long touchdown run for Cantor. Clock continuing to wind. Here's Rose going for Hawker on the far side. Tipped away and incomplete. Good play defensively that time by Chase Clark, number 32.
Just a little bit short. Jets. He throws it up in the air a little bit more. He's got 6.
Clock stops with 2:10 remaining. And our ball game 41-14 in favor of the Bellaire Big Reds. They led 34-0 at halftime. Well on their way to their 7th win of the year. Here's a flag, another ball thrown. Liberati has it for the touchdown. We'll wait and see what the penalty flag is. If it stands, 29-yard touchdown pass from Rose to Liberati for another Bellaire score. But let's wait and see what the flag is.
Somebody was in illegal formation. I'll bet
illegal, or maybe I don't know. We'll see here. Yep, illegal shift against the Big Reds. Bring that one back. Nice pass from Rose to Liberati on the post. Liberati was wide open.
Got motion on red.
Rose threw a nice ball in there that time.
Yes, he did. I'll tell you what. They got some pretty good looking receivers coming back.
Here
Liberati,
yep.
Hawker.
Great ball. Liberati, a nice catch. Saw him drop that first one. He hasn't dropped one since, when he would have had a touchdown there in the opening quarter. Hawker coming to the near side, along with Dylan Garlock. They give the handoff. Here's Cantor, taken down to the backfield. Unable to find much running room that time. Adam Miller, number 63, with the tackle.
Got penetration, got in there. Minute 50 left.
Bellaire next week will host Steubenville Central here at 12:30 at Nelson Field in Bellaire.
And we'll be here doing that game.
And on the 20th, yeah, they'll be at Indian Creek and then at Martins Ferry. So next week, their final home game of the season here at Nelson Field in Bellaire. Here's Rose. rolling the pocket to the near side, going toward the end zone, and it is tipped and nearly pulled in. There's Ty once again, nearly made the catch. And just falls incomplete. It was knocked around. He tipped it up once himself and nearly came down with the catch.
Well, I tell you, Rose gets flushed out. He throws the ball awfully well off the run.
4th down now. 4th down and, we'll call it about 17.
You know, as I
Hawker
said,
goes to the far side.
You know, it's a great background, family, good bloodline with Rose, and obviously
steps up in the pocket here under pressure. Throws
Oh.
it a little too tall that time for his intended receiver, Dylan Garlock. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So Union Local now. Union Local will take back over. 1st and 10 after the turnover on downs.
1:14 remaining.
Here's Union Local, Coach. Next week they'll be back at home against Buckeye Local, and then they host Harrison Central on the 20th, and then close their season at Barnesville. Boy, you talk about a team playing some pretty good football, the Barnesville Shamrocks. And there again is a look at the Steubenville. Central will be here next week for the Bellaire Big Reds, then at Indian Creek and at Martins Ferry to close out the regular season for Bellaire.
Well, I tell you what, Union Local has got 3 games left, and there's 3 games they possibly could win. You know, Harrison's and Buckeye.
I would say in Buckeye Local and Harrison Central they have a good opportunity, but boy, the way Barnesville has been playing, wow.
Well, Barnesville's
Lights
playing
out.
awfully well, but I'll tell you what, they haven't played against what Union Local's played
No, they
against
haven't.
either.
And that's a great rivalry
Right.
game as well. Look, I think this was going to be a double pass because he's looking upfield. Do you think he was?
It
It was
looks
thrown
like it.
forward though, so that would have been illegal because it was. I think it looked like it was thrown forward.
But, you know, coming up, Belaire's got Steubenville Central.
Yeah.
Steubenville Central will play you tough. I mean, I don't care. They'll play you tough. And Indian Creek's got a nice club.
Indian Creek, yep.
And then, of course, you got Martins Ferry.
Yeah, no gimmies. Throw to the near side. Pass is caught by Mark Thompson, and he'll be wrestled down right at the 30-yard line. We're down to a minute remaining. And the bench is continuing to empty on both sides. Everybody getting a chance to play here this afternoon on both teams, for both Union Local and for Bellaire. We'll try to catch up with Coach John Magistro and also our player of the game coming up as well at the end of the contest, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Stuff to vote on that, Coach, don't we?
Well, I guess.
Or you could be the simple majority, probably. Here's Stiles. It'll keep it on the quarterback carry. Stiles out of bounds, just shy of the 50 at about the 48-yard line. With about 23.5 seconds remaining, he'll get the first down for the Jets.
You know, it's a tough decision. You got 2 awfully good football players out there from Bellaire that you know, you could pick either one. It doesn't make any difference.
You got Masciarelli or Rocchio, both.
Rocchio,
but I think you gotta. I think I know the way you gotta go because he was involved in 5 touchdowns.
Both ends of it.
He's the one that got the ball to Masciarelli,
Right.
so and ran one in on his own as well. The young man's having a great season. Waited his turn behind an excellent quarterback as well in Nate Davis, but now that he's gotten his opportunity, boy, he's truly taken advantage of it. There's no doubt about that. And well deserving because he's proven that he has the ability to get the job done.
You know, the thing about it, it seems that the Bellaire quarterbacks, you know, they're not only excellent quarterbacks, but they're excellent athletes.
Yeah.
I mean, you go clear back to when Woods was the quarterback.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Magistro's boy. And,
Yep.
you know, you come up there and...
Stiles throwing it up. Going to be picked off by Hawker. Hawker's got it, and he's got some blockers in front of him and some pretty good speed. Gets to the corner now, and now he's going to look to reverse field. Look out now. Here comes Hawker with blockers to the near side once again. Cuts it back up and finally taken down just at about midfield. Justin Brandon makes the tackle, and that is going to be the end this afternoon from Nelson Field in Bellaire. The Bellaire Big Reds improved to 7-0, while Union Local falls to 2-5. Final score 41-14 in favor of Bellaire. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more. Post game is right ahead. You're watching OVAC High School Football on Comcast. The Comcast High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by Arby's. Come into Arby's and pick any combination of 5 items from among some of your favorites for only $5.95. Choose from an Arby's melt, medium curly fries, mozzarella sticks, and more. Or try one of our 3 deliciously priced combos, each for just $3.99. I'm thinking Arby's. Scott Oldie and Dan McGrew back here at Nelson Field in Bellaire. Yeah, they were dancing and enjoying it today as the Bellaire Big Reds roll. 41-14 is the final this afternoon from Nelson Field. And, Coach, just another dominating performance, really, if you will, from this Bellaire Big Reds football team, proving once again how good they are this season.
Well, once again, John lines up, plays them all, and wins most of them.
Let's talk to that coach right now. John, as you mentioned, John Magistro, the head coach of the Bellaire Big Reds, joined us at halftime. Joining us once again. Coach, thanks for the time. Great effort by your kids once again today. You have to be pleased with the performance they put out here this afternoon.
Well, we're very pleased. One of the things that I knew about these guys coming into the season, that they play with a lot of heart. I didn't know how much talent we really had. I knew we had a few guys that were going to step up. We knew that, but it seems like these good guys have brought more guys with them, and that's a sign of a good team. When you can let some of the younger guys and the guys that maybe you weren't counting on as much this year, and you watch their game get better, that's a tribute to our coaching staff, and it's a tribute to our seniors.
Well, John, this is Coach McGrew again. I'll tell you what, it's a tribute to a lot of people, but it's a tribute to you. You run the program, and it just continues on. And whatever you do in the future, I'm sure you'll be successful at it.
Well, Coach, thank you. Coming from you, that means a whole lot to me.
Coach, how tough has this been? I know you said at the beginning of the year you really weren't thinking about it. You didn't want to think about it, but do you put that into your mind at all, that that you're coming down to the stretch run here, and every time you play one of these teams, it's the last time you're going to line up against this opponent? Or is that something you're just looking at the whole picture as trying to get to the ultimate prize and win a state championship?
Oh, someday I look at that. Someday I look at the ultimate picture. Ultimately that's what we got to look at. But I have my moments when I catch myself reflecting and thinking about what it's going to be like, and but I try to get myself out of that mode and into what it really is all about, and that's winning football games.
Talk about Nick Rocchio and just the performances that he's had so far this year. The talk in the offseason was, oh boy, what's Bellaire going to do now that Nate Davis is gone? Is there going to be a drop in that quarterback position? He now has 24 touchdown passes on the season, has thrown for about 1,900 yards. This young man, boy, what a great player, and what a great kid, really, to hang in there all that time and wait his turn.
Well, we knew coming into the season that the only thing that would stop Nick would be Nick. With the pressure that was on him after having Nate Davis, we knew he was a student of the game. We knew how hard he worked in the offseason, and so the only pressure was the pressure that Nick would put on himself, and as you can see, he's not doing that.
Not at all. Coach, congratulations on the win today, and best of luck down the rest of the road for you as well, and we always thank you for your time, and thanks for taking a few moments with us, Coach.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Coach John Magistro, Bellaire Big Reds improved his 7-0 this afternoon as they beat Union Local 41-14 is the final score. And boy, John, just one of the class guys of the OVAC as far as coaches go. He always has time for you, and is always willing to talk, and runs a fantastic program, and they showed it again here this afternoon. And one of those great players, Nick Rocchio. Let's take a look at the afternoon that he had. We mentioned 4 touchdown passes. This is the way it got started as he went to Kyle Barnes in the end zone for the touchdown right there, right off the opening drive. And boy, what a way to get it started. He followed that up with a rushing touchdown of his own, followed his blockers into the end zone for the score, and that put Bellaire up 13-0 early. Then goes back to the air and finds his, his favorite #1 receiver of the season in Trey Masciarelli, who catches the touchdown pass there. And then it was Masciarelli again to the near side, a 9-yard touchdown reception, and then another touchdown pass to Masciarelli. 4 touchdown passes today for Nick Rocchio, and he ran one in as well, and he is the Arby's player of the game and joins us now for the field. Nick, congratulations. Great effort this afternoon. We talked about it before, waiting your turn. You finally got the chance this season. What's it feel like to be out there, to be performing so well?
Oh, it feels good. Finally, after being behind Nate for 2 years, it